All right, Wildcat fans. We are live in Winfield for a little Friday Night Lights between the Central City Wildcats and the Winfield Mount Union Wolves. Sorry it took us so long to go live here. We're on the roof of a building with no power, so we had to run a little electrical work to get power up here, and we just kicked off. Winfield's going to drop back to pass. Ball's tipped and almost intercepted on the first play of the game. Matthew Klosterman dove in there and just quite couldn't get his hands on the tip ball. I think it was tipped by Braxton Davis. The Wolves, sorry, I'm out of breath. I've been up and down stairs like 20 minutes here. The Wolves won the toss, elected to receive. The Wildcats, I think, did an onside kick. I'm not 100% sure. I missed it while I was trying to get everything plugged in, but we haven't missed a whole lot. Hopefully you guys can hear me if somebody wants to throw something in the comments. Second play of the game here, the Wolves have a nice run off tackle. They're going to gain about 7 yards here. It's going to be 3rd and 4 from the Wildcat 35-yard line, tackled by Brandon Hennick. So we've got an incomplete pass, a run for 7 yards, and now we've got setting up 3rd and 4. And there's a run off tackle again. Looks like they're going to gain 5, so it's going to be first down for the Wolves inside the Wildcat 29.
For a WMU. First down. Your first and 10 from the Wildcats, 29.
Do we have a second iPad? I think we do. I had one out.
All right, here we go. First down, and it's shotgun, empty backfield. Now they're going to put a guy in motion. Looking at a pistol formation here. Bobbled snap. It's going to be handed off and brought down for a loss. Looked like Nicholas Sparrow, the junior Wolf, took the handoff there out of the pistol formation and loses 2. So back across the Wildcat 30, back to the 31 now for the Cats. Second and, hold on 1 second. We're having some more technical difficulties. Check the back side of it. I don't know, it went automatically, so. All right, there's a deep pass. Sorry about that. It's going to be overthrown and out of bounds. Nice ball. It went to, I think that's Jake Edwards. I don't even have my notes out. I got stuff everywhere, so this is going to be a rough one. I'm sorry. But hopefully Wildcats will win, and that's all that matters, and you're going to hear it here. So 3rd and 12 for the Wolves from the 31-yard line. Setting up a screen. Nice play by Max Arthur. Read it all the way. Definitely either saw that one on film or just made a great read and ate that up, jumped and knocked the screen pass down. So we're looking at 4th and 12. Hopefully the Wildcats can play good disciplined football, get a stop here, and avoid any kind of early surge by the Wolves on their first series. 9:53 to go in the first quarter. Wildcats defense holding on tight. We got trips to the left with a wide out to the right, 4 receiver set, nobody else in the backfield, just the QB. He's going to take the snap. He's looking towards the trips. He's going to throw back corner wide open and walk into the end zone. Just a breakdown. Just a breakdown defensively there by the defensive backfield. And they had a wide open receiver down the sideline, and he walked into the end zone. All right, Edwards is going to take the snap, and he's going to dive across the end zone for the two-point conversion. Wildcats are in an early hole, 8-0, on the road down at Whitfield. All right. If this isn't your first time listening, you know Heartland Bank is our proud sponsor. They're the solo sponsor of the CatCast. They send us all over the place. Heartland Bank is a proud supporter of the Central City Wildcat sports. At Heartland Bank, we recognize more than ever the need to support local customers and organizations in our communities. As your community bank, we're here for you.
Back deep for Central City, number 31, Max Arthur.
Looks like we're going to have Max Arthur, senior, on kickoff return duties here.
And the kick for the Wolves.
Switching it up a little bit here from last week. I think Max was back deep, but we had a different look with two deep guys. So maybe the film showed something.
Number 1, Nick Sparrow.
We're supposed to have a guest on the CatCast here with us, but he is not here. Hopefully he joins us pretty soon. Looks like Nicholas Sparrow is going to kick it off here, and he's going to kick a line drive down the middle of the field. That's going to roll into the end zone. Arthur's unable to get his hands on it, so it'll be a touchback. Wildcats are going to take over at their own 15-yard line. You might get a little more wind and announcer talk. I'm on top of their press box, so kind of in the wide open out here. Hopefully you guys can hear us and listen to a Wildcat victory. Right, Mr. Byers?
I sure hope so. We're looking for it tonight. Get one back from last week.
We got about 6 guys up here. Hopefully this roof holds us. All right. Looks like Matthew Klosterman's going to take the direct snap and go out around the left side. Good blocks there by the Wildcats. He's going to get pushed out of bounds after about 5. Looks like he's brought down by
number 24, Lane Getkinger.
Lane Getkinger, the senior.
Gain of 4 on the play brings up second down.
Middle linebacker for the Wolves.
From the Wildcats, 19.
Guess he only got 4 there. Looked like 5, but he must have stepped out after 4. I can't quite get numbers for starters. It's going to be a direct snap to the fullbacks, Max Arthur, and he's going to get real close to that first down. I think he averaged about 6 yards a carry last game, and he's going to gain 5 there, so it's going to bring up third and about a half a yard here. Nose of the football is just about to the 25-yard line. Need to get to the 25 and a half to get that first down. Nolan Gates is under center. Dashni Munyakazi in the backfield with Max Arthur and Matt Klosterman. Matt's going to get it. He's going to pick up the first down. Good hard run there for Matthew. He's going to get to the Wildcat 24. So far, good drive by the Cats. 3 straight runs for 12 yards. If we can do that about 12 more times, we should be in the end zone.
29-yard line.
8:31 to go in the first quarter here as Wildcats get ready for their next play. Dashni Munyakazi is going to get it. He's going to try to get around the outside. Good blocking there by Matthew Klosterman and Nolan Gates. Dashni is going to get probably close to 6 yards there on his first carry of the game. So it's kind of fun listening to their announcer try to butcher Munyakazi, but the only thing that matters is Dash had a nice run around the right side and going to set us up for a second and short.
From the Central City 35.
Wildcats yet to make a substitution on offense, and that's going to be a bobbled snap and a fumble and recovered by the Wolves. So one of the things we were planning on talking about in the pregame is how we can't do that exact thing right there, which is put the ball in the dirt. It looked like the snap bounced off our fullback and did not get back to Matt, and nobody was ready for that. Max Arthur might have been just a hair too fast there, getting across, and it might have hit him in the back. So Wildcats going to turn it over on their own 29-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 in the backfield for the Wolves. Pistol formation. It's going to be a handoff counter. Braxton Davis says not today. He's going to wrap Sparrow up, bring him down for a loss of 1. Great play there by the senior nose guard. Anytime you can get your nose guard and make a hit in the backfield, we're going to take that.
From the Central City 30-yard line.
All right. Shotgun set here for the Wolves. It's going to be a handoff up the middle to, I believe that's Lane Genkinger. So lots of different look here for the Wolves. They had All-Stater Cam Buffington, who's in his freshman year at Iowa this year. No longer with the Wolves. No longer going to rip off 15-yard runs against us on 3rd and 12. So let's hope this 8-point lead for the Wolves can get erased by the Wildcats if we get a stop here. 3rd and probably 7. 2 wideouts, 1 on each side of the field. I do not have a name for their quarterback. He's not on the roster. It's going to be a little pass out into the flats, wrapped up by Matt Klosterman and Braxton Davis. They're going to need probably 4 on 4th down. Their last play was a nice little toss out to the flats. Wildcats gave up a couple of yards, but are going to be in a good position here. And then I need you to get on the mic. I'm getting bored talking to myself. So it's going to bring up 4th and 4 for the Wolves at the Wildcat 21-yard line. All right, it's going to be a screen pass again. It's going to be caught. He's down to about the 7-yard line, so it's going to be a first down by Max Edwards. I believe Edwards last year had a couple of passes and maybe had an older brother as well. I can't quite remember. But on the 4th and 4 play, it's going to be a completed pass and another Wolf first down. Yeah, they're going to be down all the way down to the 7-yard line. It's going to be a design QB draw, and he's not going to pick up much. Edwards is going to get a gain of about 1. Trying to see who that is. 81, Kinnick, I believe, is that Kinnick Weiss? I believe Kinnick came in and made the tackle on that play, maybe assisted by Braxton Davis. 2nd and 6, 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Here's the snap. It's going to be another pass out into the flats. And boy, it would have been a loss of 4, loss of 5. But it looks like we're going to get a roughing the passer call. Kinnick Weiss apparently can't touch their quarterback while he's throwing it. Looked a little soft, but again, I'm 10 miles up on a roof. almost looking at the field with binoculars, so can't say for sure, but I don't know. Looked like a football play to me. So that's first down for the Wolves at the Wildcat 5. Couple of self-imposed detrimental plays by the Cats. One there on defense, and then the offensive fumble. And there's going to be a run by Genkinger, and he's going to get in and score. 6-yard run for the senior. Wildcats are down 14-0 as we wait the extra point. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Good time to regroup them after this, and just a lot of game to play. One play at a time, moving forward. Yeah, sometimes you get hit in the mouth and it wakes you up. So.
All right, here's 2 wide receiver set. One's going to go in motion from right to left. Now we got twins left, and it's going to be a hand up off the left end, and it's going to be blown up by the Cats. Braxton Davis pulls him backwards away from the goal line. I believe Dash Munyakazi was in there, and maybe Matthew Klosterman as well. So good job by the Wildcats to pin their ears back, stop that 2-point conversion. Those are huge. We've talked about it every year we've done the CatCast, how these 2-point conversions just add up like crazy when there's lots of touchdowns in a game. And a lot of times they're the determining factor of who comes out on top. So it's not really rocket science, I suppose. Whoever scores more points is going to win, but 2-point conversions are a big factor, especially when you get these quality football games of 2 good teams. Got to have them, got to stop them. Looks like Max Arthur is going to run out. He's going to be the deep guy. The Wildcats have 7 guys up front. Kind of a hands team look, probably anticipating maybe some Wolf onside kicks or squib kicks, something along those lines. Usually it's the formation we see out of the Cats when they think it's going to be a short one. Now they're going to drop Dashni Munyakazi about 20 yards off. So now sort of 2 guys back here. Nicholas Sparrow is going to do the kicking duties for the Wolves. He's going to run up, give it the boot. Going to be a chance to be fielded, but Max Arthur's going to let it go through the end zone. And it'll be a touchback. Cats going to take over at their own 15. Let's see what they got up their sleeves here. Coach Weber was moving the ball nice there that first possession, and then just a little mistake by the Cats was just enough to lead to another touchdown for the Wolves. I think the Cats should have pretty high expectations for the year, so hopefully we can recover here. So it looks like Klosterman, Munyakazi, and Max Arthur in the backfield. There's the snap to Dashni. He's going to run a counter to the left. Still on his feet. He's going to pick up a good 8 yards. Finally, our guest co-host tonight shows up. Mr. Gage Gill. Some of you Wildcats that have been around for a while might recognize that name. Former coach for the Wildcats, now principal, Big Pants down here in Winfield, Iowa, huh?
I don't think they had any other applicants.
That's the same thing I told Turner on the way down. I said, they must have been hurting for so many applications.
They must have been.
They just hired whoever.
Principal shortage.
Yep, principal shortage. All right, here we go. New look for the Wildcats. Looks like Klosterman's going to get it. He's going to have a nice hard run. Picks up the first down, but we got a little laundry out here.
What do you call that formation? It's like a twins?
No, that was
like it's like, what do you call that? Where they're all 3 right by each other.
I don't know, just a shotgun split back. Yeah, if you ever watch Don Bosco.
Yeah. We played them last year to go to the Dome, and I like it, especially if you got some running backs that are willing to block and throw their weight out there.
Yep. Well,
Klosterman, I saw last week, Rad, is kind of really carried the torch for you. 20 carries or so, something like that.
Yeah, he's tough, man.
He was really good last year in the opener as well. I think he cut his hand, and that cut his night short, and we ended up winning a really close game.
Yep.
Could have been a different outcome if he could have stayed in.
He ended up with quite the old gash on the hand last year after that game. So looked like it had to be a holding call. So we're going to be 2nd and 15. And now we're going to have an official's timeout here to
Timeout official.
maybe decide what's going on.
Well, they waved off the first down. They're walking backwards, so it's on the Wildcats, but I didn't see an indication of what the foul was. I still don't think he signaled it.
I mean, it almost had to be a hold downfield, right? I mean, what else could it be to negate a 9-yard run or I don't know.
So
who knows?
What's happened this first 9 minutes? I was kind of watching as it's running around.
Well, we have shot ourselves in the foot a couple times, and just
There's
like
a
that.
ball on the ground there.
Yep. Munyakazi is going to pick it up after a bobbled snap. He's going to be, there's another penalty. That one's going to be on Kinnick Weiss. That one's probably going to be a block in the back.
Yeah, not crazy about that if you're a Wildcat fan. Just blocking downfield. The play was pretty much over. They're going to get a block in the back, I think.
That's two penalties in a row behind the ball as we break off nice runs. Got a lot of young guys, a couple of them feeling the pressure right now. Hopefully we can mature real quick because 14-0 on the road, that's not where we want to be.
No, and it's a tough start to the season for the Wildcats because Waco's always good. Even when they're not, they find a way to be good.
Yep.
And Winfield Mount Union, a lot of question marks, a much different team than last year, but sometimes when you've won a bunch, you don't know any better, you know,
you
and
just
so
keep winning. Yeah.
that might be what we have. Some key pieces back off that semifinal team, though, even though they lost a lot of the key pieces as well.
Yeah, you lost some dudes, but you got some other dudes ready to fill their shoes, it looks like. Another Buffington out there, huh?
Yeah, Cooper's going to the University of Montana.
All right, there goes Matthew Klosterman. He's out, got the edge. He's going to pick up probably 10.
He kind of had a reverse pivot that time, and it kind of allowed everybody to kind of get out of the way and just let him have some room on the left side.
Yeah.
Like a delayed run almost.
Well, it's probably a counter play, so we kind of do a little something with our feet there to let our two pullers from the backside get there. So I'm guessing that's what it was. I wasn't quite watching.
Is this a new offense compared to last year or similar scheme?
It's a lot of the same with a little bit of their own flair. I mean, I haven't seen a ton of it. I haven't been in the coaches' meetings or anything like that. But right here, this is a same play coming this way. That's definitely our counter run, and Matt's going to pick up probably 4, but those penalties are going to leave us about a yard short. That's tough. I know what I do, but I'm also not a coach here, you know.
Yeah, you don't get it. You give the Wolves the ball on their own 24, but it's 4th and 1. You're running the ball well. As long as you have a clean snap and handoff, you're in good shape so far is what I've seen.
I wouldn't even give the snap a chance. I'm going under center. I'm going to run a little tush-push, and I don't know if it's coming or not, but
looks like they're going to go from the shotgun.
If you don't get it, boy, this is a tough spot. It does look like the Cats are going to go for it, and it's going to be a direct snap to the fullback. He should be there easy as he dives over the line. Looks like Max Arthur.
So the fullback was in front of the quarterback that time with a halfback to his right. I like these different formations from the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's just a wedge block scheme. We've been running that for a few years, and we've had some good ones do it. Actually, our fullback down at, Max Arthur, the same guy, broke off a 36-yard run against Waco last week doing that. And, I mean, we usually sneak out a few long runs every year with it, and lets the fullbacks eat once in a while. It's going to go to Klosterman this time. Ooh, a little option look. He's going to pitch it to Dashney. Dashney's going to get out of bounds. Probably a gain of 5, I'd say, 6, somewhere in there.
The Wolves are overplaying the strong side a little bit, and wherever Central City's overloaded, they're putting Cooper Buffington that way. And the Wildcats, that's a nice counter, just go away from him.
Yeah, that was a new look there. I don't know if we ran a whole lot of whole lot of that in the past.
Wolves flow to the ball really well, but sometimes they don't keep contained. So that's a nice, kind of chess move by the Wildcats to go away from that. The Wolves will do it again. Cooper Buffington comes to the strong side.
Yep. And we're going to go the opposite side. Nice run there by Klosterman, and he's going to get another 6 or 7. So this is what the Wildcats wanted last possession. I think we're going to be able to move the ball most of the year, doing what you're seeing right here, running the football. We kind of got behind a little bit last week, had to pass, and that. Not that we can't pass the ball, but when you got guys like Matt and Dash and Max in the backfield, you want the ball in their hands and you want them running their feet. We got 16 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Looks like we're going to run one here, and it's going to be Dashney. He's going to go off the left side, still on his feet. Brought down by, is that Buffington? Is that?
Yeah, that's Cooper Buffington and Lane Gankinger on the tackle.
Yeah, Lane Gankinger, that's it.
Yeah, that'll be the last play of the quarter.
All right. The Wolves are going to be up 14-0 here. This is your guys' home opener, or your season opener,
yep.
Right? So, if you guys wanted to throw us a couple easy ones, first game jitters, we'd probably take them here in the second quarter.
Yeah, so this is a weird district where I believe there's one less team than every other district because Tri-County and HLV combined very, very late last year if the season had already started and they'd already district. So the Wolves play Central City. Everybody else just has 2 non-district, correct?
I think so.
So the Wolves have 3. They play Central City, Montezuma, and Mormon Trail. Mormon Trail was a game we lost last year due to forfeit. So we actually play 5 of our 8 games at home. One of our away games is at Waco. So 6 of our 8 games stay within the county, within Henry County.
That's nice in 8, man. I don't know if we played 6 games in 6 years in our county. So
right. Yeah, it is nice. We have 2 long trips, one to Iowa Valley, and where the heck's the other one to? One to Iowa Valley and one to English Valley. Not super long, but
no.
Within 2 hours, which you guys probably right at hour and a half?
We're an hour and a half to get down here, and we did it last Friday. Now we're doing it again, and I don't know. Has New London got a team? I think they've got just enough guys out, I heard, so we might have them as our 3rd game.
Yep, you'll have them. They won't forfeit on you. My uncle's their assistant coach.
Oh, well, so they're probably not very good, huh? Is that?
They have some skill. They just don't have a lot of guys. They have 60 guys on their esports team. Not guys, 60 guys and girls. And their sports have been down. They're traditionally very good at sports.
Oh, yeah, they were pretty good playoff team not too long ago.
Yeah, they won the 8-man title, I think, in 18.
All right, there goes Munikazi. He's going to get the edge. No, not quite. He's going to cut back. He had a long run off of a cutback last week, but he's going to get bottled up. He's going to gain a few there.
Good job by Cooper Buffington, really wall him off and force him back in. But Central City's really getting the running game going here. And this is probably now 4-down territory, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah,
Plus
for sure.
territory.
For sure.
On schedule.
3rd and 4. I mean, you got to think get a couple here, and Klosterman's going to try to get outside, and he's going to be just short, probably a yard and a half to go. He needs to be that's that same look, but he wasn't as patient as he was before, and he tried to get outside. He needs to keep that inside, and the Cats are going to take a timeout and talk about it. They know how important this one is. Gotta come up with something here. We've been moving the ball both series, and
so let's go back to last year. I think the game started with the Cam Buffington long touchdown.
Yep.
And then Central City answered and I think scored twice in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Had maybe a 14-6 lead. I think the Wolves came back. It was 14-12 maybe. And then Central City maybe scored again. The Wolves got the lead or tied it right at half. Maybe got the lead.
I think he went up 2 possessions. I think you were up 4. We were talking about this because it's like we played a pretty good game.
Yeah.
And it was one of those just anomalies where how are we not winning this game? Everything's going our way. We're not turning the ball over. We're making good plays. But I think we maybe didn't convert on some 2-point conversions, and that was that first part.
Yep.
to get the, trading touchdowns. I think you were up, and then you did score with like 20 seconds to go in the first half, and it's like, oh, we're down 2 possessions.
Yeah.
And I feel like we played a great game.
The Cats were good. Injuries kind of got the best of them. And the same thing eventually happened to the Wolves. The Wolves led eventual state champion Bishop Garrigan by 14 at the half in the semifinal game, and they just ran out of bodies. And that's part of 8-man is staying healthy, attrition. Can you keep your guys on the field? And there's going to be a 4th down conversion by the Wildcats.
Yeah, good hard run by Matt Klosterman. Takes the direct snap and just put his nose down. Looked like an ISO run right up the middle, and he's gonna get 5. So finally, the Cats are well into Wolf territory, down to the 26-yard line, 27-yard line, give or take. First down.
Attrition will be big in this game, too.
Oh.
This is Central City's 2nd game. That might be a huge advantage.
I'm hoping. I had a long chat with the boys, and I got to coach a lot of these guys in junior high, and I said, hey, remember when you guys got tired and you had to do like 40-40s every practice because you were whined about being tired? Well, games like this, when we're not very deep, you got to revert back to those days and be ready to go. So
does Klosterman ever get tired? They're leaning heavy on him here, but
he's tough. I mean, I think he'll be okay. He plays, he's our Cam Buffington. He's gonna play both ways, and he's gonna give you everything he's got. He's tough, so
he's picking up a little giddy in his step right now as the Wildcats are moving the ball. You can tell the Wildcat offense gaining some confidence here, trying to get in the red zone.
And he's gonna get another carry. Nice run there. Is not touched for about 4 yards. Looks like a first down. Braxton Davis is letting the officials know it's a first down, but I don't think they've quite.
They will move them. Technically, the red zone's inside the 15 and 8-man, right?
I think so.
Okay.
I think that's the red zone.
The actual stat.
I don't know.
So for the Wolves, on a couple of these last tackles, you have Jake Edwards and Grant Anderson. Those guys were one-way players last year, so. As we get into the second half of this game, it'll just be interesting to see, if they're still as effective as they normally are.
Uh-oh, there's our Achilles heel. Snapped way over Dashni Munikazi's head, and he just dives on it as 3 Wolves are on top of him. We're clear back across the 40. I don't think that one was on Dashni there. It looked pretty high. But that's... our score might not have looked like it with Waco, but that was what absolutely killed us.
Yeah. So you got it on the 38. Wildcat ball on the Wolf 38. First down's about, let's say, the 8-yard line.
Yeah.
If I'm Central City here, I run it twice and see
try
where
to
you
throw
are.
one, yeah.
I mean, they've run it very effectively.
Yeah, I agree. We've got some play action passes that might catch a team here and there. This might be a time for one of those. It's going to be a fullback dive up the middle. Arthur's still on his feet. He's going to pick up, 4 on that.
Yeah, hard-hitting team is the Wildcats. They line up and hit you. In your district, what's that look like?
Well, it's goofy. I don't know what our district's going to totally look like. It's kind of like there's Matt Klosterman drops back. He's going to complete the pass to Dashni Munikazi. It's not going to be enough for first down, but it's going to be that 4-down territory. Unfortunately, it's still 4th and 20. Going to pick up probably 7 or 8 there on the throwback. District-wise, I mean, there's some studs out there. I think the Wildcats will have a shot at trying to push for it.
Is Midland in there?
Midland's in there.
So that should be a pretty winnable game. Easton Valley, are they?
Easton Valley's our homecoming game. We've got Edgewood Colesburg's got a stud back. He's kind of
wow, they're 8-man. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and they've got Rochford, who's pretty good. Klosterman's going to drop back, throw it off to Munikazi.
Payson Samuel's got to make a tackle to get him.
Dash is still running, gets back up to about the 14-yard line. So it's not going to be a first down, but they got back to the original line of scrimmage after losing 25 on a bad snap.
Couple tough hits on that play. Cooper Buffington got a nice shot on the quarterback there, and then your Dashney, how do you say his last name? Munikazi kind of tackled awkwardly as he was fighting for extra yardage, so he'll
came down a little goofy. He's walking off, but I don't know if he just got twisted up or what happened there. But
7:12 to go in the half. I feel like this quarter's flown by.
Well, we ran 80 yards until we went backwards, and that's a big problem we got to get figured out if we're going to be competitive in our district.
Wolves will come out with in the shotgun, single receiver to the left. They're going to run left side with Gankinger. Nice pursuit there.
Looks like Christopher Hansen, sophomore for the Cats. He got some playing time as a freshman for us last year. Did some nice things.
I think 8 seniors on this team.
Yeah, there's quite a few. They've been playing a lot of football for a long time. Chris didn't get in a whole lot last week down at Waco, but he's in here in the first half, and boy, they did get over the line of scrimmage. I thought that was going to be a loss, but they did gain 1, so second and 9.
Not sure we're waiting on here. The clock's moving. Everybody's just kind of looking around.
Yeah, letting it run down and taking a timeout. Interesting.
I don't know if they just had a communication error.
Yeah, I think the coach probably trying to milk that clock without trying to give it back to us. They got a 14-0 lead here.
So for the Wolves, they lost Cam Buffington to the University of Iowa. He's actually down here tonight. I was talking to him. He gets to dress out. Said he won't play this first game, maybe by the end of the year, but they're pretty deep at linebacker.
I was going to say, I wondered if they were going to give him about 4 games experience and see if he'll redshirt or.
I don't know. They have some good talent, in his class too at linebacker.
Oh, yeah, 3 of them, 3 pretty good Iowa boys.
And then you have Abram Edwards, who's at the University of Army right now. He'll probably be in the same boat. It'll be tough for him to see the field this year. But then after that, you lost Cole Milks, who's going to play this weekend. He's going to start for Graceland, who plays in NAIA. You had Eli Miller on that squad. I'm forgetting somebody. Carter Lloyd on that squad. So, you had a good group who then turned around and made it to the semifinals in basketball. So that just kind of shows you the
pretty athletic.
And they gave Northland a really tough half and 6 minutes, and then Northland kind of pulled away. Wolves got in some foul trouble, and the mullet man, whatever his name is, kind of took that game over.
I think that would have been not Garrett Breck, Beatenbender.
Mm-hmm.
He lives about a mile south of me.
Yeah, there's another. They had 2 of them. That's pretty good. Edwards going to throw a screen.
And that's Chris Hansen again, sniffs it out. They're going to gain 5. It's going to bring up 3rd and a long 4 here. So
pretty nice tackle by Hansen as Gankinger had a head of steam, and it looked like he had a crease.
Yeah, sophomore really took on that block from the screen and was able to peel off and come down with the running back there.
So the Wolves have a new secret weapon. He's not in here right now. It's 15th ranked cross-country runner Colby Newsom, who decided to go out for football this Tuesday. Was his first practice. I'm the assistant cross-country coach. That makes me a little nervous because he's ranked 15th, but he's probably top 5 material right now. But he's got a couple snaps. They don't have him out here now.
Oh,
hard count.
Another Wildcat mistake.
The Wolves have a senior quarterback in Jake Edwards. He's getting a lot of D2 looks for basketball. He did take a visit to IUPUI, which is now called something else. Sorry, you can have this back.
No, I need that one. There should be extra copies of those. I don't know where I don't know if the wind blew them off or what happened. Because I had 2 for each of us here.
Yeah, we're up top here. It's kind of a nice view up here.
Yeah, if you have binoculars. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not too windy.
It's not too bad. Yeah,
You wouldn't want to be up here in October, I can tell you that.
No, I don't think so. I'm glad we're here in August. First down after the offsides play by the Wildcat defense. It's going to be a QB run.
Really nice job by Max Edwards downfield to not get called for a crack block. He just almost set like a basketball screen. Otherwise, that would have been coming back. that's something Jake Edwards did not do last year. I mean, he didn't need to. He just scrambled in order to buy his guys time.
Yeah, he had some
with
pretty
a different
big targets out there.
He had some good targets, and with a little bit younger, inexperienced wide receiver squad, they're going to ask him to run a little more.
So Josh Lindsay, the junior for Wildcats, made the tackle out of bounds on Edwards.
There's Gankinger over the right side. So Gankinger will get about 5. The Wolves on their line, they really didn't lose much. They lost Cale Johnson, who was a really good player for him. Came in with his dad. They actually live in that house right there. He was the principal at Easton Valley. Came here for 1 year, and now he's the principal at Wapello. Cale came for 1 year. Now he's at Iowa. He was a big part of that squad last year. But otherwise on the line, they have Grant Anderson back, as well as Cooper Buffington, and then some other big guys. Gabe Cummings on the line right there. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And this is going to be a run all the way for Edwards.
He's going to be real close to the first down, but I don't think that side judge is going to give it to him.
A little different look than Klosterman. You know, Edwards looks like a basketball player. Klosterman looks more like more like a wrestler probably. I don't know.
Well, I'd like to see those two play one-on-one because
is Klosterman a good basketball player?
He's solid. Yeah,
he's not quite as tall, but he's much thicker than Jake.
Yeah, he's our point guard.
Okay.
He's done a lot of nice things. He actually broke his leg at the end of last year and missed the beginning, probably, I don't know, first half of basketball season. And that's going to be a false start on the Wolves on the 3rd and short. They're going to get moved back here with 3:41 to go in the half. Wolves are up 14-0.
So Wolves were going to run a quarterback sneak over left guard. And instead of 1st and 10, it's going to be 3rd down and about 6. So this is kind of interesting, territory here. 3:41, if you don't get it.
Not a lot of time.
Wolves punted, I don't know, 3 times last year, maybe. They might punt.
Yeah.
Tayson Samuels out to the left. Max Edwards going to switch to the right side on the line. He'll come off the ball.
Oh, boy.
Jake Edwards avoids a sack, rolls out left side, finds a man, caught downfield, and that's Max Edwards. Came all the way across the formation. He got hit hard off the line of scrimmage. It took him 10 seconds to get open, but his brother finds him, a little tiptoe on the sideline.
Yeah, Kinnick Weiss there just about had him a big sack. Just a little bit over pursued. Wheels were turning a little bit faster, didn't keep the quarterback in front of him. And turned out to be a big play there by Edwards. And
really good coverage, honestly, by the Wildcats. There wasn't a lot of room to fit that one in.
I think it was Brandon Hennick at corner on the coverage, and he was right there, but just a good pass. So
First and 10.
First and 10 from the 24.
Find Gankinger in the flat, and he's going to get hit and stay on his feet, but he'll go out of bounds not before a gain of 7 or 8.
Yeah, it looked like Brandon Hennick there came up on the little stop route, and they kind of hit each other, and a little stalemate there. Just enough to knock him out of bounds. Looks like a gain of 6. So 2nd and 4, 3:24. I feel like the Wildcats have only had the ball twice.
Yeah, way different first half than we saw a year ago.
Yeah.
So this time in the shotgun. Sparrow will come in motion from right to left. Edwards roll it to the right, looking to set up a screen. Nothing really doing. Jake will fight to get about almost back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost a half yard.
It looked like he got chopped down there by Colton Welton.
I think the Wolves are trying to set up a screen, it looked like, Rat. Central City's pretty disciplined. They've not really given up any misdirection type plays of any kind. So under 3 to play, 14-0, Winfield Mount Union over Central City. 2:47 to go in the first half. Edwards in the shotgun. Gankinger right behind him. Samuels off to the left, and Samuels will get hit with the false start.
Boy, I had a parent ask me when I was walking across the field trying to get over here, what I thought keys to the game were, and probably a big surprise, turnovers and penalties, right? If you got two good teams, and we've seen them both on both sides of the ball here so far. The Wolves have been able to weather their penalties. They haven't turned the ball over yet, where the Wildcats have the 2 turnovers. So, well, I guess we didn't turn it over, but if you snap it 40 yards behind you and then you're looking at 2nd and 45, that to me is a turnover. But a couple of mistakes by both teams here. Now we're going to look at a trips right. 3rd and 7. And he's going to be wrapped up and brought down by Colton Welton, I think. He's going to gain a couple.
With 2 minutes to go, now under 2, the Wolves will probably go for this, 4th and 7. You're definitely not getting a punt, and it's way too long for a field. I don't even know if they'll try a field goal this year. So I would imagine they might even let it run all the way down, call a timeout, talk about it.
Looks like.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to let it wind all the way down and call a timeout. For whatever reason, the play clocks aren't running.
Yeah, they said this north end zone one wasn't, or not north end zone, whatever, west. That's got to be west. Right?
West.
West end zone clock wasn't working, and it is affecting that one from working as well. So.
Which is crazy because those.
Oh, they're so expensive.
Those just got installed last year.
Yeah. We've looked at them a couple times, but, boy, there's too many zeros behind those things.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a matter of time before they're mandatory.
It's coming. It's coming.
So huge play here. 4th down and 6. 14-0. Winfield Mount Union leading. I believe the Wolves got the ball to start things. There's another Wildcats got it first.
Nope, we had to kick off, so Wildcats should have it here coming out of the half.
So if you're the Wildcats, you get a stop, maybe a chance to score, but
yeah, you better get the stop, number 1.
At least you go into the locker room probably down 14-0 at the worst. You can come out, make it a 1-possession game, and now it's a ball game. The Wolves score here, and it's a 3-possession game. And now does that change kind of what Central City does? They have to throw a little more, things like that. So this is a huge play.
The Wolves have got the Wildcats on a couple of offsides jumps here. If I'm them, I'm going on about 16. And I'm going to do all I can to get the Cats to jump. I might throw some guys in motion out of the backfield. I'm doing everything I can to get them to move and make it a 4th and real short. But we'll see what happens. We got trips to the right, receiver out to the left, empty backfield. There's the snap. We're going to rush 3, and we're going to throw over the middle. It's going to be a 1st down, and he's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown.
There's Nick Sparrow. He was a cross-country runner as a freshman, mostly the kicker last year. His only action of the year was the game to go to the Dome and the game in the Dome just because of injuries. And so now it's kind of his time.
Yeah, it looked like Sparrow snuck out of that bunch set to the right over to the middle of the field and just set up shop behind our linebackers just in the wide open there and was able to make the catch and run it in for about 6 more yards and a touchdown. So 20 to nothing here, Winfield.
Really good protection on that pass. Jake Edwards had a lot of time. Wolves will go for the conversion. Ganking our motions to the left. They're going to do a little pop pass.
And it's going to be picked off. Is that Cooper McLaughlin? Yes, that's Cooper McLaughlin.
So 20-0. Central City is going to have 2 timeouts, I believe. Yes, 2 timeouts in 1:14. And they've hit some big plays, so this kick return might tell you what their kind of strategy is in this last 74 seconds.
Yeah, I think if they can get up near midfield and nice return here, I'm going to probably see the Wildcats push, but boy, a minute and 15, if something goes wrong, could really go wrong.
I know we talked about it last year. Does this game have any indication on playoffs or RPI or anything?
I don't think so. I mean,
is there RPI in 8-man?
I think you're looking at whatever you do. I mean, maybe once if you're
like
more of it has to do with your district, and then maybe after you're selected out of your district to go, they'll look at these non-conference or non-district games. But
I was wondering if like one of these teams happened to get 3rd in their district, could winning this game help them get in, or Or if they're both third, you know.
I think the only implications it would have is who's going to host.
Okay.
Because I know at one point last year we could still host against you guys in the playoffs if we would have saw each other. And I'm like, well, we lost to them in the first game of the year. How's that even? But
right.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with that. You're looking at your top couple out of your district going, and then a couple of automatic or qualifier bids. A little pooch kick there. Looks like who was that? Colton Welton's gonna get the return there. Probably his first kickoff return of his high school career for sure.
So he's on about the 29.
Yep.
2 timeouts, 69 seconds. Do you run it first?
I'm gonna
see if you get 5-6 yards.
I'm gonna run it, and if I can get a first down, then I'm gonna start throwing. You're still in their territory right now. It's not a video game. Everybody thinks, oh, a minute's so much time, but it's high school kids, so you can't give it back to the Wolves on this side of the field. So they're gonna have a bad snap, and Klosterman's gonna get a loss of about 9. I'm not sure what happened there. Matt might have taken his eyes off the snap. I don't know, but it's a loss of 10. So this is really probably milk the clock and get out of here now.
And I think the Wolves are fine.
Yeah, letting it run.
They're letting it run.
They're not going to take a timeout and give.
Unless there's maybe another negative play. I think the Wolves are pretty happy with the 20-0 lead right now.
Yep. I know that surprised me a little bit. I thought it'd be Max Arthur's going to take the snap. He's got a decent little run. He's going to get 5 yards of those negative yards back. We're going to get down 23 seconds to go.
That could be it.
Well, I think the Cats might let it run down and try to throw one, or I don't know. I hate that, but you don't want to just concede. You want to run a play, but I don't know, throwing it deep, there's a lot of things can go wrong. I don't think the Cats are going to get the playoff as the clock's going to run out. Maybe not a bad thing there.
I think both teams are just happy to go in the locker room and talk about it and regroup.
Well, so you missed this earlier. I got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Unleash the Power of More with More For You Checking from Heartland Bank. You'll get 24-hour roadside assistance call, cell phone insurance, access to thousands of coupons, deals, and more for free through Heartland Bank, the sole sponsor of the CatCast.
Where's that at?
Right down from the school.
Okay.
I believe it's 4th Street. A couple blocks away. They do a lot for us, so send us to most of the football games, all the playoff games for every sport. We get quite a few basketball games, volleyball. So it's a good deal. They bought us all the equipment, and
that's a nice one.
Send us all over. Well, so this year 2 as the principal down here.
Yep.
How's that going for you?
You know, it's going good. It's not an easy job, but I do enjoy it. I feel like at a school like this, you can still know all the kids, being principal, and be really involved with things. You know, I get to come up here and broadcast. I honestly had 4 different broadcast options tonight. We have a Wolves TV, which right now there's just an open mic, and the guy who does some of the games with me is calling the KCII with that. And then we have a wolvescast.com who actually, I don't think they ended up, or they're right here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got 4. So all 4 were asked if I wanted to do it. So, you know, stuff like that, coaching cross country, and I'd helped out with track. And so just doing stuff like that's a lot of fun. We're pretty small.
Still get to do a little bit of coaching. That was what
what
brought you to the Wildcats all those years ago. How many years were you coach for Central City?
See, it was either 6 or 7.
That's what I thought. I'm like, I feel like it was
junior high, I think, for 2, and then girls track with you for 1. So it was a long time ago, but I don't know. I learned a lot, did a lot of things right, did a lot of things wrong, but
learn from it. Now look at you, big dog all the way down here in Winfield.
Yeah, I don't know about any of that, but I enjoy it. And actually, I talked to Mr. Carlson, former Wildcat, quite a bit. I think the North Cedar dynamic is very similar to what we have here at Winfield Mount Union. You know,
some comparables.
You know, so. I appreciate having somebody that's kind of in a similar situation. It's kind of a lonely world, the admin world. You know, you're the only one.
Yeah, it's like everybody's against you too when you make the wrong.
You don't have any
wrong
friends.
Decision. Yeah.
Maybe I never had any friends,
Yeah,
but
well,
now you
some
really
things
don't have any
change,
friends.
you know?
Yeah, Mr. Weiss, saw him this summer. He's a big wig AD and assistant principal now.
Yep, up at West Delaware.
Got to play in his golf tournament that he puts on for the ADs, whatever.
You know, you mentioned Mr. Carlson, so it's my turn to give him a shout out. He called me up this summer and said, "Hey, what do you got going on like 4 Saturdays from now?" And I was like, it's summertime, nothing. I don't got nothing planned. And I said, "Well, why don't you come over to I don't know, whatever, Clarence or one of those North Cedar?" I said, "Well, what are we doing?" And I said, "Oh, we've got their booster club puts on a big wiffle ball tournament." And I said, "Wow, okay, you know, what does it look like?" And he said, "Well, you know, you got 5 players on the whole softball field, and you got to play defense with 5 guys, and you get 5 batters. You got to pitch to yourself." And we went out and said, "Okay, that sounds fun." I'm like, "When's it gonna start?" And he's like, "Oh, our first game's at 8 o'clock." And I thought, 8 o'clock in the morning start. Okay, we'll be done by noon or so. Said, "Oh yeah, see that's the thing. The championship game's scheduled for like 7 o'clock that night." I'm like, "You think 5 of us can handle, you know, almost 12 hours of playing wiffle? I mean, it's only wiffle ball, but we're playing to win." And sure enough, by noon he pulled his hammy. He's laying in the dugout. We had to have his wife come in and play for him. She had flip-flops on, and we had a good time. We started off hot. And I don't know. I'd like to blame Carlson. When he got hurt, we went down, and we were soon eliminated. And it's not because of his awesome softball skills. We'll just leave it at that. And we'll just say it was demoralizing to the team, and you know we lost him, and we got eliminated. But that was a good time going over to North Cedar and playing. So I thought about maybe talking to our booster club and seeing if that was something they would want to do, because out of nowhere we had all of a sudden, you know, 18 teams showing up, each of them paying $100 to get in, and
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Pretty easy money, and if you're at the ballpark for 12 hours, you're going to need concessions, and
yeah,
it was quite a money maker for them. So
we have a football booster and then another booster here, and the football booster puts on a really nice golf tournament in the summer. My uncle and my 2 cousins actually from North Cedar. They're the Loudon people though.
Oh, okay.
And so they come down. We got 2nd and 4th the last 2 years. So we're gonna win it one of these times. We shot 14 under both times, but
jeez,
it'd be nice to win something like that. Here comes Central City principal.
Yeah.
Is he gonna come on?
I think. I think he wanted to ask you how it felt to be the second best principal in this matchup, but. He's trying to figure out how to get up in this deer stand. Probably let you 2 hash it out and
you go potty.
Figure it out. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm going to get down from here and be able to get back up.
You can get down.
I might just hang out. So
some guys just go off the back if they really have to.
I was just going to say it. It could happen.
It's like a hideaway up here.
Yeah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put Jason McLaughlin and Gage Gill on the mic here and let them duke it out.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to take a break.
Might be a lawsuit after this.
Be a little lawsuit, little guys.
Mr. Atlas going to go, take a little break? Bathroom break?
He was up here for a long time by himself, so he need
Are
a
you
little
taking
break.
it easy on him?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are up
we're having
20-0.
fun.
We can't play pass defense right now.
Yeah, that's your hot dog. Yeah, no, it's been a good game so far. It was a good game last year.
Yeah, it was.
You know, that was a lot of fun kind of coming back. For me last year, being my first year as principal, being an alumni at Winfield Mount Union, and then our first game against Central City, you know, that was pretty special for me.
That's a special game.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And, you know, Cam Buffington's going to Iowa. He's playing this weekend. He probably won't play. Yeah. He's down here tonight. And after the game, he came over. He's like, welcome welcome to Winfield, Mr. Gill. And he's like, actually, welcome back. And I was just like, hey, you know,
That
thanks,
is
that's
cool.
pretty cool. But no,
I saw some of our alumni. We have a kid that's playing, Mackay Benton.
Okay.
He's playing for Iowa Western.
Oh, nice.
I just talked to him, Hunter Deckers, who used to play for Iowa State.
Yeah.
He's on their team. And Iowa Western's a powerhouse for JUCO.
Yep.
But I was just talking to him
Defending
about it.
national champs, I think.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. And, he was here, and then our all-time leading rusher for Central City is actually Matt Klosterman's brother, Aiden, who graduated last year. So I saw those two kids, and
Okay.
as a principal, you know how that is. It's like
Yeah.
you've already started to see kids graduate like Cam, and
Right.
it's pretty special stuff to be like, hey,
That was
there's an
cool.
alumni.
Yeah, so they asked me to give the commencement speech last year.
Nice.
And so, you know, I put a lot of time. I wrote it for about 2 or 3 months. They asked me pretty early. And the year
what was
before.
your topic?
Well, so the year before, the social studies teacher wrote a song, and his speech was a song. And so I just kind of talked about, like, you know, what an honor it was, whatever. And then
Sure.
I was like, you know, I got some advice, and Mr. Shako told me that it's a requirement that you have to sing a song, and I don't know any better. It's my first time, so here it goes. And I started doing, like, the beatboxing, you know.
Do a little rap.
And I started doing a rap, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm just kidding, just joking. You know, kind of let the people laugh a little. And I was like, you know, I would never ask Mr. Shako for advice. And then they all laughed. And then I had a couple of those. And then
That's good.
just kind of talked about, you know, during your time here, just kind of leave your legacy and leave the place better than you found it. And I think, you know, for us, I didn't really know what to do coming in the job. I had some ideas. And so I reached out to people like you and, you know, Tanner Carlson and some other people. And, you know, I kind of had my way of doing things and kind of took the advice from people I trusted. And last year, my building leaders, we kind of made a vision. And then this year, when we came back, we really hammered, you know, are we getting there? Like, are we moving the needle at all? And what things do we need to do daily? And we've been trying to hammer that in these first 6 days to our kids now is like, what do we have to do every day? We don't want you to be perfect. We want you to grow, you know. And I think that's what I like about this job is like you're kind of like the janitor, the counselor, you know. You're a little bit of everything, you know, all the hats, and you do get to have those conversations.
Well, it's kind of like 8-man football. We're watching our kids out here. You got kids on both sides, both Central City and Winfield, like any team where you get a kid that's a quarterback. You know, you got Matt Klosterman who plays linebacker and quarterback.
Right.
And then sometimes you got to be a lineman. Or Nolan Gates for us is a center and a DB. That's like that position. You just like an 8-man football. You're Iron Man. You play every position. You got to be a utility person.
Yep.
I know I'm watching you guys out here. It seems like you guys are a very a good passing team. I mean, the runs are okay. Our run defense is pretty solid this year. But passing has been our Achilles heel already early in the season.
Yep.
And that's shown up here. You guys had 2 touchdowns on 4th down, touchdown passes, and pass defense breaks down for us. But your quarterback and your passing game seems like it's pretty solid.
So off our team from last year, we lost a lot, but we do return our quarterback, Jake Edwards. He's right here. He's getting a lot of D2 basketball looks. He did take a trip to IUPUI and get a look there, so he's trying to figure that out. His thing is like he has some great AAU stats for high school. You know, he's not had to be the guy because we've had so many guys around him. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in his recruitment. But we have Cooper Buffington, who's just committed to the University of Montana, who's kind of.
I heard he was in Montana this summer.
Yeah, he's kind of the FBS
Wyoming or
powerhouse.
Wyoming and Montana.
Yep. So, you know, he was a key guy. So we still have some of those staple pieces, but last year, I mean, they had about 10 guys, and that's who played, and those 10 were dang good. Where this year, they have their key guys, but they're going to have to play more around them, and it's just going to be a different look. But it's kind of like Central City. You got a lot of your main guys like Klosterman back, but.
And Wildcat fans, you're out there listening to this. What Mr. Gill here is explaining is kind of like what you guys know. With the Wildcat team, just like any other 8-man team, you reload. And I know we lost. I mentioned our all-time leading rusher, Aiden Klosterman, and then Mackay Benton, who, you know, only led the state in sacks for part of junior and senior seasons, and it's hard to replace that. Yeah. But each team has its own imprint, and I know for us, Wildcat fans, you remember back in the day when we had Nick Reed, and Nick Reed was a quarterback, obviously a good basketball player.
Yeah.
But you have to take all your pieces and go, all right, we can't pass this year, or we can't run as much this year, and then you just make it work. You take the pieces you have. It's not – people misunderstand that you have a system, and you always do that. You can't.
No.
Like Iowa Hawkeyes do. Iowa Hawkeyes have a system because you can recruit exactly what you're looking for. Not 8-man football. You get what you get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And just the attrition's the big thing. I mean, for the Wildcats, I kind of thought after that first game they could both be dome teams last year. And I think Central City was good enough, but, injuries piled up kind of earlier for them. And
in our playoff game, our first-round playoff game, we lost Chris Greif, linebacker, and Matt Klosterman.
Right.
So Chris tore his ACL, and
I'd
Matt
heard about
Klosterman
that.
broke his leg. And that happens, though.
Yeah, it does. For the Wolves, they started getting dinged up in the playoffs. Cam Buffington got hurt bad.
What was his injury?
He had a bad high ankle sprain,
he did.
and he ended up playing in the game to go to state against Don Bosco at nose guard because he couldn't move. So he just blew it up. Yep, and his ankle actually loosened up as the game got going. They gave him some carries, and he just went downhill and could get 10 yards, but that's about it. And then for the Dome, it was 6 days later when we played, and we had a 14-0 lead at half to eventual state champ, and he had a play that would have extended the lead for us where he busted down the side, and you could tell he just couldn't get from like third to fourth gear, and he got tackled from behind. It rolled him up again.
He got hurt.
He was out, and they came back and won. And one of our corners, who's also our running back, who's starting this week at Graceland, he got hurt and was out, AC joint. And so that's part of it, though. You looked at Bishop Garrigan up there. They had 60 guys on their sideline.
I know.
And
this year,
team.
my brother lives there.
Okay.
My brother's a girls basketball coach for Algona.
Okay. I didn't
for
know
Algona High.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a high school counselor at Algona High, and so Garrigan's in their town, obviously, and he coaches against them. He said they're going to have about 50, 55 kids out this year.
Yeah.
This year.
Which is crazy.
As an 8-man,
yeah.
We barely have 55 kids in our high school.
Right.
Boys.
Well, and that'll be us and our girls here. We have 3 classes in a row that have 9 to 12 girls. So here in a couple of years, there's going to be 45, 50 girls in the high school.
You need them all out
and then
to have the sports.
You think of a volleyball and a cross country, and track and golf. And it's hard when you don't have the kids.
It is tough. Wildcats, we got Mr. Ratliff will be back here in a little bit. We've got 20-0 at halftime, as you know. There's 55 seconds left here before we get going. I know some things I saw. I'm sure you guys talked about it. Dashni Munyakazi got hurt. I tried finding out what was going on. Looked like he had an ankle injury.
I see him on the sideline.
Yeah, and he was in on offense, but they had him out, and Cooper was in for him, actually.
Is he questionable to return? Is that
his official
status?
That's what I'm trying. I was trying to find out, but
he looks probable over there.
I think he's going to play, but it looks like he's banged up.
He's usually right there. So
yeah. All right, so we've got the kickoff going. I'm going to hand back to Mr. Ratliff. Mr. Gill, good seeing you, buddy. Good talking
good seeing you.
Yep. Hopefully we can
fun.
make this a good, close ending. And
I hope we keep playing each other in the non-district.
I do too.
This is fun.
I like being around you. See you,
good
buddy.
to see you.
All right, Rap.
There's a Nick Sparrow kickoff, picked up at the 25 to the 30, across midfield.
That's Nolan Gates, our center. We always laugh every week because he could be anybody else's running back. He's just a really good center. So
that's a great start to the second half for the Wildcats. And if you're the Wolves, that was kind of the question mark. Can you hold up 2 halves? You have a smaller team this year. You have maybe more guys that play, but definitely kind of unproven.
Yeah. The Wildcats have a few of them themselves. Nolan Gates on the kickoff return looked like about a 35-yarder. It's going to put him down to the 31-yard line of the Wolves. And there's going to be a direct snap to Klosterman. He's going to cut it inside. He's still on his feet. Easy first down, or real close to it.
Tackled by Keaton Starkweather. Getting his first varsity action ever.
Yep, first down there by Matthew. That's a good run. I think it was supposed to be an outside sweep, and he just cut it up inside when he saw the hole. For first time, usually our blockers are usually going inside and working their way out. They looked like they went to the outside. And the defense went with him, and he just cut it back in and didn't get touched till he was 10 yards down the field. So here we are, Wildcats down on the 21-yard line.
Unbalanced to the right this time for the Wildcats.
There's Munyakazi back. He cuts it in. Didn't quite have the speed Klosterman did hitting that inside gap, but he got at least back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like they got a gain of 1 there for the junior. So he's one of those, he's a pretty athletic kid. He's getting his first real varsity experience. He got a little bit here and there last year, but it's mainly on the other side of the ball. But he's athletic, so.
So both plays to start the half here. Central City's gone unbalanced, gone to that side. The Wolves have kind of shot Lane Gankinger to try to kind of wash it out. The Central City cut it back once. The other time just didn't work.
And there's their alternative play to that. Klosterman's on his feet, still going. He's going to get to the end zone. Nice 21-yard run there by the senior.
Second and third efforts. He ran through 2 would-be tacklers.
Yeah, that's I was, when you asked me about Matt earlier, I was going to say runs with attitude, and there's the attitude right there. He was not going to go down. I got a feeling that these seniors had a bit of a gut check at halftime and said, this isn't what we want. And
yeah,
now
you couldn't have started the half any better. 94 seconds in.
Yeah.
Get the touchdown. This is a huge 2-point conversion here, as it could come in play later.
Max Arthur's going to go in untouched.
Yeah, that was really easy. So 94 seconds in, Central City answers that pretty good first half for the Wolves.
Yeah, I don't think your coach could ask for a better half there. I mean, it was a low possession game, and you guys capitalized on a couple of turnovers, scored every time you had the ball, and now it's the Wildcats' turn. Hopefully they lit a fire at halftime, and we're going to continue to keep that kind of attitude we just showed on that one. I mean, Nolan Gates from the kickoff was tough to bring down, and a couple nice runs by Matt, and set up another little counter for the touchdown.
Yeah, I think one thing that's going to really come into play as I look at body language on the sidelines right now, Ratliff, is, the second game of the year versus the first game of the year. The Wolves look tired right now. They look a little gassed, where Central City looks like that halftime kind of rejuvenated them. So, if that's the case or not, I'm not sure. But just kind of looking at some body language, the Wolves are going to have to find their wind here, or Central City's going to be back in it in a hurry.
All of these upperclassmen for the Wildcats have been playing a lot of football. They've had back-to-back second round of the playoff losses. Oh, get the ball! Can't advance it. Tried to do an onside kick. Tried to onside kick it, and it didn't go 10 yards.
I think the rule is if it doesn't go 10,
you can't advance it unless it goes 10 yards.
And it's going to be a penalty anyway. So if you're the receiving team, you might as well try to grab it, because it's either going to be a penalty or
your ball 10 yards closer.
Right.
Up. So, I think that there could be talk. I couldn't tell if the wind. I think the wind might have blown it off the tee, and I think that's what the officials are talking about right now, because it looked like the kicker just missed the ball and it just fell out, like it was falling off the tee. So
I think they're talking you could have a re-kick or have it right there, because they should have blown it dead. I think the officials missed that one, because as it falls off the tee, that should be a dead ball, right? I think they missed it. I don't think they saw it fall off the tee. You know what I mean? Because they let it play out.
They're going to call it. Going to call it Winfield ball at the 31.
That's a tough break for the Wildcats.
A half a yard kick there.
I do think they were trying an onside kick of sorts.
We're looking like we might be in the neutral zone here. But
no call.
No call, and it's nice tackle there by Braxton Davis, senior nose guard. Wildcats have really kind of neutralized the Wolves' run game, and they did that last week against Winfield too, but both teams have been able to pick apart that secondary.
Yeah, the Wolves don't have a ton of options at running back. It's pretty much Gankinger. Sparrow's run a little bit, getting kind of his first action there. Jake Edwards a bit as well. So Edwards from the shotgun, drops back, has time, goes to Gankinger.
He's stuck there by Nolan Gates, and the ball's on the ground, but I think they're giving him a completion. They're gonna give him a completion.
Yeah, I don't. It didn't look like Gankinger caught it.
I think he trapped it, but they're gonna. Oh, the official to the behind the play is gonna call it a catch. I don't know. He must have X-ray vision. You'd think these other officials would have had a better.
Yeah, it was a short pickup. Really nice hit there. I think by 52.
Nolan Gates, yeah, that's the same kid that just had the big kickoff return, and
so the ball's on, we'll say the 27 or so.
So they got about 3 off that.
This could be 4 down territory.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be for sure. Twins to the left, Sparrow in motion. It's going to be a pass to the end zone. Nice.
Very nice breakup. Josh Lindsay for the Wildcats. As Max Edwards had a step on him.
Yeah, I thought Edwards got behind him and we were going to see a pass to the back of the end zone. Just it seems like Wildcats will make a nice defensive play, but it'll be just a perfect thrown ball, and it's always just out of our D-backs' reach. But Lindsay got up there and knocked it down. Now it's 4th down. So.
And Lane Gankinger is not in the game for the Wolves, as he's one of the main targets.
This is the same situation they had on the very first series. You guys came out with the trips to the left here, and you threw it a fade right down the sideline, and it got our defense a little mixed up, but we're not going to see that play here.
Fake to Sweezer. This time he has Edwards behind him again. Edwards off the tip pass for a touchdown, almost an interception. This falls right into his lap.
Lindsay tried to knock it down. It was right to him. He knew better than to try to catch it, but it was so much right to him. He tipped it and somehow it got back above his hands.
It's a little underthrown.
He tried to two-hand, so I don't know that I've ever seen that in my life.
A nice route.
He did everything right. He tried to knock it down, and it just went right into the hands of
We'll give Max Edwards some credit for getting behind him twice, but
yeah.
The ball just slightly underthrown both times. One time, a beautiful breakup by Lindsay, and the other time, what could have been a turnover on downs led to a touchdown. So that's 26-8.
Just an unfortunate play there for Josh Lindsay. He did it all right. I mean, he could have picked that off. He probably wasn't going to get back to the line of scrimmage, so knock it down. That's the right play, but just an unfortunate bounce. It's going to be a handoff, and he's going to get around the outside for the 2-point conversion. So 28-8, there's your answer by the Wolves, and we've got a Wildcat down. I think he's going to be fine. Looks like Kinnick Weiss. I don't know if he's cramping up or what's going on over there, but he's sitting up, but sitting on the ground.
Him and Cooper Buffington got a little tangled up. So a great start to the half for Central City. They score in 94 seconds, and then the Wolves take, just not even 2 minutes. About a little more, but
yeah,
about the same amount of time getting down the field.
Did you guys have a first down there, or was that 4 plays to score? I think it was just a fourth.
Yeah, it was a 4th down play. Wolves had 4th and, about 6. It bounced off the hands of
Josh Lindsay. I mean,
Lindsay, yeah. Right into Max Edwards' hands, and then Nick Sparrow ran it in for the 2-point conversion.
That's just one of those things that happens. It sucks, but
if the Wildcats can clean some of that up, they're doing a lot of things really well. They can get back into this ball game, but from what you were kind of telling me last week, they got to stay true to their identity here in this quarter.
Yep.
You got to keep running the ball, come back, answer like you did to start the half. And then from there, get some stops. They've about had the Wolves stop.
If they could have made that stop, I think we're looking at a totally different dynamic here for the rest of this quarter, because you might have some of those young Wolves going, maybe starting to overthink things. And they just caught a lucky break there on that play, and they're going to maintain that 20-point lead. 8:40 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Both teams went to their own side here for this kickoff. I've never seen
Both teams.
It's kind of like in basketball where out of the timeout you send your girls down to the wrong end of the floor to try to get the cheap bucket, you know.
Yeah.
But you really can't do anything with it in football. You
No,
got to
you're
go
offside,
kick off from
so.
the right side. Yeah, both teams get in the right spot here. This will be Nick Sparrow, who ran in the 2-point conversion. Wolves have most of their backups out there, where Central City has a lot of their main guys on kick return.
We had a couple of plays that were unfortunate against Waco with some younger guys. It's going to be bobbled there by Lindsey. Klosterman's going to pick it up, and he's got a little bit of running room. He's just about out to the 30, out to the 27-yard line. Kind of a soft little floating kick that gives your gunners a chance to get down there and make a play. It's going to be Wildcat ball here. Let's see what happens. I can't get over that unfortunate defensive play that allowed the touchdown. I'm hoping our kids recover a little quicker than I am up here. Hopefully.
Yeah, you gotta shake it off in 8-man. Yeah. It's just a little different game.
Yeah, you can score real quick.
And Klosterman, I feel like, is getting stronger as the game goes on. Wolves will go 4-down linemen. Central City overloaded to the left.
He's going to try to get outside. He might have had a little more room cutting it up, but he's going to get a few.
Klosterman, he's a tough runner. He's making so many moves. Cooper Buffington down. You hope it's a cramp. It looks like that's what it is. That's a guy the Wolves can't lose.
Makes you real glad we got out of that last heat from early in this week. I wouldn't want to be playing a football game tonight. I'm sure both teams missed a lot of practice time. And knowing high school kids, they probably didn't hydrate like coaches told them. They probably had.
Wolves actually practiced twice in the morning this week at 6 a.m.
Did they? I wondered about.
They had the lights on and music blaring. Woke up the neighbors and cats and dogs, babies.
Perfect. It's football season, right? Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of worked out. They still did a film one of the days. The other day they got off, but you got to get creative sometimes.
Yep, I know we had some different walkthroughs and got creative to get that practice time in because you want to perform your best on Friday nights. Buffington's still down. Looks, I would assume, a cramp, right? Are they pulling on his toes? I can't tell, but we'll give Heartland Bank another shout out here. Heartland Bank is your community bank. We were founded in a small community like Central City and stay true to our roots in every community we serve. Good luck, Central City Wildcats. Buffington's up. Yeah, he's stretching. I think he's
cramping.
Looks like a cramp.
Let's hope that's what it is for the Wolves' sake. So
either way, the Wildcats need to capitalize. Anytime we can get a Buffington out of our way, we need to capitalize on that.
You're running out of them. You got two that'll be freshmen next year.
Two twins?
Twins, yep.
Oh, great.
And then you got Kinley Buffington, Cam's sister, who you do not want to be a back row passer in the volleyball game.
Court.
She might rip your face off. She had a couple last night that I was scared for the girls from Keokuk. But, yeah, she'll be a good athlete as well.
All right, there goes Klosterman. He's going to go to the weak side. He's still running. He's across the 30, and he just put the truck on somebody over there.
So Jake Edwards.
Jake Edwards put the shoulder down. Matt's going to gain 20. Well, if Matt can maintain, that's what we're going to need.
Wolves have two starters out of the game right now, Keaton Starkweather and Cooper Buffington. So if you're the Wildcats, good time to strike.
Yeah, got to capitalize and, hey, maybe get a stop and get the ball back and give yourself a chance here in the fourth quarter. But 8:07 to go in the third, 28-8. There's the snap. Klosterman's running still. One guy to beat. He's through. No flags, and he's going to score a Wildcat touchdown.
That was a hard run by Klosterman. He can tell there's a little blood that's been spilled.
He's upset, and he should be, right? I mean, nobody wants to go 0-2 in your senior year. All these seniors should be playing with that emotion. So 32-yard run by the senior. Not a whole lot of time coming off this third quarter. We've already got as many possessions in the second half as we did, or in the third quarter as we did the first half. So,
yeah, the clock's not moving very fast. this game, the dynamic of the game's definitely shifted. The momentum is definitely on Central City's side right now.
28-14 as we get ready. Oh, there's an option. We threw it over Dashney's head. He's going to try to reverse the field, not going to get there. So it's going to be.
That's a big play, honestly.
Yeah.
It's 14 instead of 12 because if you can get 2 touchdowns, you know, and stop the Wolves, any 2-point conversion, you take the lead. Now you got to get one of the two points to at least tie it.
Yep, I already talked and gave my 2-point conversion spiel at the beginning of the game and how important they are, and got to have them, whatever your best play in the book is. I've always preached that's what you're going to call the 2-point conversion. Not every time can you put points on the board off a single play. So
right. Yeah, don't get cute, get smart.
Yep.
So 20-0 going into the half. We're 28-14 now, just 4 minutes gone in this quarter.
That option looks interesting. We haven't done a lot of that lately, but I don't see why not. With Klosterman and Dash, there's speed and power back there, and you know, it's kind of like having that, I don't even want to say built-in fullback running the ball, but he's definitely a tailback and run fast. On what you've seen in here last couple possessions, he's probably got looking at 60 yards rushing already this half, easy.
Oh man, Colby Newsom's back to return this.
Oh, is this your cross-country kid?
Yeah, it is.
Well,
the
maybe
15th ranked cross-country runner in Iowa was back to return a kick.
Maybe he'll drop one. Maybe he's nervous.
I hope they swiv it here, doing onside.
Well, I hope it goes farther than half a yard and we can make a play on something.
And they kick it right to Newsom.
And he botched it.
He dropped it.
He's going to pick it up, though. And he's wrapped up. I think you're going to be okay, Coach.
All right, we survived a play. Oh, man.
I'll tell you what, we had a couple headhunters right there, so if you weren't nervous, you probably should be, because a couple of those guys play with some pop. So Wildcats on the defensive side here. The worst field position Winfield's had all game, all the way back to their 23-yard line.
Yeah, momentum definitely shifted here. Wolves will come out in the shotgun. Single back, two receivers actually to the right side.
This receiver didn't even look to put his mouth guard in. The one that just made the catch.
Hit Gankinger on the face mask, cuts it across the field. He's going to come all the way across the field. He gets the left end. He's in the outside, out of bounds on the 30. There's a late hit, and they're not going to get a flag.
Not going to get the late hit call. But
which I like, because I feel like the Central City guy was just running hard and ran into him. But from some of the things they've called tonight, they've done a good job. But some of the things they've called tonight,
I thought that could go either way. I thought he stepped out back here at the 30, but
it was close. It looked like he might have.
Well, so much for that bad field possession, because they just flipped it. Went from their own 20 down to the Wildcat 20.
Gankinger's been on the sideline stretching, so I don't know if he was having cramps too, but he's back out there. And not a lot of time gone still.
Now they're going to tell him to put his mouth guard in. I could see it from way up here last. It's got a shiny red mouth guard just hanging. I thought it was a penalty, and they're going to make him. They're going to make him come out.
It's broken. He's got to have a mouthpiece. Yeah, he broke it. That's why he told him to leave the field to go get it fixed.
Well, this is interesting here. Probably going to be a run, maybe. I don't know.
As a Cade Squeezer will come in, the freshman, he's got some action here just due to not having a ton of options. So they run quarterback run with Jake Edwards.
And he's going to get crushed there. Can't tell who all was in there. Looks like Josh Lindsay, maybe. Max Arthur for sure was leading the charge. And a couple other Wildcats finished him off. He was met at the line of scrimmage. Not much there.
Wolves don't really have a run game right now. The Central City run defense has been stout tonight.
Yeah, I know that's one of their big goals is if we're going to lose, we're going to make teams beat us in the air. And unfortunately, you've hit a couple. But I don't know. I still think there's a little something to be said if you can hold a team to under 2 yards of rush. And there's another pass. Kinnick Weiss has got the pressure on. And we're going to have him out of bounds. It's still going to be a loss here, so, or maybe
a short gain, not
short
much,
gain,
2 or
okay.
3. Third down and let's say 7 or 8. Long third down coming up for the Wolves. 4 down territory here. And if I'm the Wolves, honestly, I wouldn't even bother running the ball right now.
I think I'd try to hit somebody out in the flats and set up, 2 plays to get 6. So you don't got to get it on this first one, or you can take a couple shots. I don't know.
You have some options. The pass defense has worked well. Wildcats crowd the line of scrimmage. Edwards from the shotgun and fake the handoff. He looks back to the left. Has Gankinger, makes the catch.
Yeah, they're going to call it a catch. Officials are going to talk about it. No, they're going to keep it a catch. That's going to make it a first down.
Lane his body was out of bounds. His one foot was in bounds. The question was his other foot still in bounds? It was close.
I think high school is just 1. I think you only got that 1 in there. So.
Yeah, he hadn't stepped out yet. He was just kind of hovering over
out
of bounds line. But as long as you haven't stepped out, but it definitely was close.
Yep. Definitely should have probably been an illegal man downfield, but I think half your line was down the field on that.
Shotgun again. See if we get a run this time. Gankinger back in the backfield. They do. Wolves run it. Right side, Gankinger bounces it out.
Brandon Hennick on the initial contact, but not before they gain 5. We're still at 6:32 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, this is a big goal line stand here. If you're the Wolves, you just kind of keep answering back if you can score. If you're the Wildcats, get off the field. The way Klosterman's running the ball, you go down and score. It's a one possession game. So
yeah,
big opportunity here for both teams.
Need a mental mistake here. Some kind of breakdown. It's just tough to play defense with your heels on the end zone.
Wildcats really loading the box. They're going to go Gankinger.
Oh, he fumbled into the end zone. It should be a touchback.
They called it
but you can't fumble it into the end zone. This should be a touchback. Doesn't matter. Man,
he said that he made it in before the fumble. He ended up falling on the fumble.
So it looked like Gankinger was ready to reach for the goal line, and the ball came out, but they called it a touchdown before the fumble.
So 34-14 after that one.
Got trips left, empty backfield with a one wide to the right. And he's hitting the backfield, but he's going to get the ball off. And looks like it's thrown out to, is that Sparrow, number 1?
Yep, Nick Sparrow, nice coverage.
Yeah, by Nolan Gates there. Nolan gave up one on the sideline early in the game, but made a nice recovery on that one and knocked it out.
Once again, big 2-point conversion. It's just 20. The Wolves get that, and it makes it a little tougher for the Wildcats. But now you got to get three touchdowns, 2-point conversions. You're in front of this one.
Well, offensively, the Cats have been scoring in under a minute on both possessions this quarter.
This third quarter's lasted 3 hours.
Yeah, this is 8-man football. This is what we're used to.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, it's a lot of scoring.
Looks like we got Josh Lindsay back and Nolan Gates maybe, or Matt, I can't tell if it's 52 or 22. No, there's 52 out there, so it must be Matt Klosterman back deep.
So 34-14.
Winfield trying to shuffle guys in here. I think that early season conditioning might be getting to a couple of them here.
Yeah, the Wolves are definitely a little gassed.
Yeah,
they've scored 34 points. But they just, that week 1 to 2, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
Central City had one less week to practice for that first game, but it's just like track and field. Your best conditioning is that meet or that game.
Yeah, there's no practice simulation that compares to Friday night.
Right.
Emotionally, physically, doesn't matter how hard you try.
Here's Sparrow, another swift kick.
And it's going to be a diving catch there by
Caleb Walker.
Caleb Walker, yeah.
So decent field position for the Wildcats, 27, 26-yard line. They'll set up shop, and Wolves have not really been able to stop them. If I'm the Wildcats, I don't throw it again ever.
It's
Hand
funny
it off
you say
to
that.
Klosterman and let the big dog eat.
That was kind of the plan coming in. All about that run game, so I don't think there's a bad run in the playbook, especially if Matt Klosterman's got it in his hands the way he's been running. So we'll see what happens here.
Wolves are going to sub a little bit. Cooper Buffington will come out.
And Matt's going to spin off, going to the weak side. He's still on his feet. He's running through tacklers left and right. Now he's got a lot of room to go. What is going to be the flag?
Might be a face mask.
It almost has to be because there's no Wildcats down here. 20 yards down the field, there's a little bit of laundry.
There's a wolf down.
So it's either a gain of,
unless they get a stiff arm face mask. That's the only thing I can
45.
think of.
a stiff arm face mask.
It's the only thing. That's the only
Yeah,
thing.
it's the only thing it could have been. That's, you don't see that one very often.
It seems like they're calling this on Central City by body language.
Yep, that's going to be
Yeah,
a
it is.
face mask by the ball carrier. I think I've seen 2 of those in my life, and I've been
Is this
around.
one of them?
And this is one of them. You just don't see it in the Iowa high school game very often.
No.
So that's going to negate a 45-yard run by Klosterman, and you
Should
guys.
still be a first down here, correct?
Well, it should be a first down because it
First
was
and
20
7 or so.
yards down the field.
Yeah.
So it should be first and.
I think that was Edwards who was down, so Jake will come out of the game. He's also the quarterback.
Yeah, it'll be. I think it's just cramps. Probably a little lack of hydration with this heat this week.
So right now, if you're the Wolves, you have some of your main guys on the
Starting to look
sideline,
around.
and Klosterman, he's
He's
kind of
eating.
licking his chops, and the
Yeah.
Wolves have not had an answer for him. And the clock is moving backwards. Time is being added right now, as this quarter goes on forever. And the longer this game goes on, it's gonna be
Probably
in
favoring the Wildcats.
for
yeah.
sure. They just got to close the gap. If you're the Wolves, you just got to keep scoring at least. And
Yeah, you got to try to match it or.
some guys are growing up right now. There's some young guys out there for the Wolves
Well,
that are.
So you've moved up 5-6 guys within a couple of inches from the ball, which really helps our power run game because that makes an easy down block. You don't got to go chase a linebacker. And there's 5 of them right there. We'll see what the Cats come out with. And it's going to be Klosterman untouched. And there's another penalty as Klosterman runs 65 yards into the end zone.
Oh,
I don't know what this one's going to be.
I don't know, but if your number, who's standing by that? Is that 81? Is that Weiss?
I think so.
You got to run far from that flag,
It's going to
young
be a
man.
holding.
When there's a touchdown and a flag on the field, the offensive just run away from the flag. Run far from it.
Yeah.
You don't want that blamed
don't.
on you. It's definitely coming back.
Oh, we had a game like this at Springville last year where we had, I don't know, seven touchdowns called back, like almost like 4 of them in a row. It was just
Holy
crazy.
cow. You know, I think they actually gained a couple yards though.
Yeah. Well,
Twice in a row. I think it's gonna be first down about
I
5.
think it's going to put us back at the original line of scrimmage.
Okay, yeah,
So-
you're better at math than me. They lost a yard, so first
Well,
and 8.
usually PE teachers are smarter than principals. It happens a lot.
That's true.
Happens a lot around here. I'm trying to say it loud enough our principal hears it, but he's just far enough away. He's not listening. They don't even have a number on the hold. Now we're just literally making stuff up. We're pointing to an area of a hold, and we don't know who it was, but it's going to negate the 60-yard touchdown run by Matt Klosterman.
So the Wolves have 3 starters out of the game right now.
So they're going to call that 10 yards down the field because they're not even moving the sticks. So can't give a number.
And it's this guy that he threw the flag.
All right, for the third time, the Wildcats are going to get under center here on this possession.
This game doesn't have a very good flow right now.
Well,
when you get all these penalties, people start getting antsy.
Yeah.
So the Wolves are going to line up away from the ball a little bit. I think you're right. That'll help them to at least get some bodies to it.
But
there's another penalty.
Another penalty. If that's not a face mask, I don't know what this could possibly be.
This is three or four plays in a row with the penalty.
That's going to be a hold on the Wildcats. So the third penalty.
Braxton Davis is beside himself right now.
Yeah, I don't know if he's who they called that on.
Maybe that's because maybe they got him, but
They got such keen eyes for that they don't see.
these guys have got pretty good vision, but yet they missed that illegal man downfield on the touchdown. So another first down here for the Wildcats. Another long run negated. Got about 80 yards that didn't count here so far. I don't know about some of these calls. Klosterman's looking to pass, and he hits.
He completes.
I can't tell who that is. It might be Max Arthur. 81 hit Kinnick Weiss. Kinnick Weiss is going to get a 10-yard catch. It's going to be second and 1.
So
no flag on the play, so the clock's running for the first time in 9 plays.
Yeah, I feel like we've been around the 5-minute mark for quite some time.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns and just not moving. All right, here goes
just a power run to the
Josh
right.
Josh Lindsay in the backfield. He is untouched, and he's still on his feet. He's going to get in. He's too fast to get caught.
Where's the flag?
Josh Lindsay is going to score on a 46-yard scoot. We haven't talked about Josh Lindsay on offense a whole lot, but he's been doing that for a long time, and it's maybe going to be a little bit more coming his way here.
I like that play call. You had the quarterback, 2 running backs, and then you had your guy off the line, and they just went power sweep basically.
Yep, that's kitchen sink right, pretty much. 20 to 34 with the 2-point conversion. That's good. Klosterman's going to make it 22. I don't know, Mr. Gill. You feeling it slip a little bit? You think?
I think the Wolf coaching staff has kind of recognized what's going on, and they've really been taking their main guys out on defense and just kind of saving them for offense right now.
Trying to maintain offense.
They're just trying to maintain offense and basically.
And really, you guys did that really effectively last year with Buffington.
Yeah.
And you were able to.
Well, they're pretty tough to score on too.
Yeah.
Other than a few games really against you guys and Don Bosco, those. And then in the Dome, those are the only 3 games they really gave up points. I think I had a little sheet earlier. I think they gave up 14 points a game last year, the Wolves. So, it's kind of a different strategy tonight. They're just, let's see, Central City last year.
We had like somewhere in the 40s, I thought, wasn't it?
Gave up 20.2. Is that right?
Oh, I don't know.
Central City scored 36 a game last year. Winfield Mount Union gave up 14.8 last year. And then Central City, did they give up 51 a game?
No, we couldn't give up 51.
No, 20.2 a game.
That was just maybe 20.
Last year.
Probably scored.
Two pretty good defenses coming back. Honestly, the game that we played against each other hurt probably both averages. That was probably
really
one of the
did,
higher scoring, yeah.
That was a shootout, just like this one's starting to turn out too.
The 22, so I don't know if that's right. Oh yeah, it was 14, wasn't it?
Yep. There's the kick. It's going to be caught and fielded about the 30, and he's tackled by a pack of cats. Can't even tell. Looks like maybe Cash Weber in there, making an impact on special teams. Good for Cash. I'm glad he's back out for football.
Yeah, because it was a 20-point game, correct?
Yep, it's been sitting at 20 points since the second quarter. So
12-point game now. So the Wolves have to continue to score because right now they can't stop the Wildcats at all.
yeah, they got to be getting a little bit nervous. I mean,
There's a lot of game left here.
we had a lot of momentum after all those penalties and just guys running like truck drivers out there. So we'll see what happens here. Cats are moving some guys up in the box, maybe trying to get a little bit of pressure on Edwards.
Yeah, they're going to bring a blitz from the left side.
Oh.
Wolves are going to run away from it.
Yeah, and it was a little bit of a bobble there on the handoff. Good job by maintaining possession, but
I do like the run to start things off for the Wolves because this clock just has not
yes,
moved.
the Wolves
Try
are
to
going to do everything they can to keep this baby running, I think.
try to stay on schedule, move the clock, and pick up some third downs if you can.
I'm glad Josh Lindsay got that long run because he was the one that tried to knock that pass down in the end zone that fell right into arms the Wolves earlier. So a little payback there for Josh.
Wolves starting quarterback is still getting stretched out, Jake Edwards, so they're going to lean on Gankinger right now. And
Yep.
he has a couple good runs in a row, 3-4 yards both times, bring up third and manageable. But if you're the Wolves, you don't have a ton of options here. So they've gone Gankinger twice. I wouldn't be surprised if they go Gankinger a third time here.
I think I would. And somehow I flipped my headset. There we go.
I think they're going to go Gankinger again. I think that's your best option.
Yep,
they
there
do.
He is, and he's bottled up, and he's going to be short. But boy, what do you do?
I think you punt it.
I think you let it run down, take 5 seconds, or take your 5-yard delay a game, and then maybe punt it. But right at the 40, I think they're going to go for it, aren't they? It's just.
So they take Sparrow out. Channing Norcross comes into the game for the Wolves.
I don't think it matters I think Coach knows if they punt it, we're probably going to get a long run the way we've been moving the football. I like the call here. Going for it on 4th down. Got to be a hard snap. Wildcats got to be tush push. Looks like a false start. Good defensive play there by the Wildcats.
Now I think you got to punt it.
Now it's probably a punt now. They were going to go with the old
Clock's moving somehow.
Why is the clock moving when they're marching the ball out? Should be.
Clock's still moving. Clock is not stopped for some reason.
Doesn't stop at penalties anymore, I guess. These homers.
Hometown clocking right now.
These homers down south. This is the Wildcat. I'm going to start really trashing you guys now.
I think
We've been friends for a long time, but I don't like getting cheated.
This is Cody Milks back there. I think. It looks like the Wolves are going to take the delay game. Maybe the clock is supposed to be running because it seems.
Well, it shouldn't have started. It shouldn't have started that early.
That was really weird. Let that go forever, almost like they were taking a delay a game.
Yeah, and then they never gave the delay a game, so.
It's almost like the Wolves wanted the delay.
Yeah,
and the refs
they
didn't
wouldn't
give it
call
to
it.
them. Yeah, I don't know, the refs are working some stuff out too, but definitely just a weird dynamic on this game right now.
Is this guy down here your social studies teacher? Because I mean, he's sure giving us the business. I'm telling you that
he
much.
just drives the bus.
He's just the bus driver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then the other two owns the diner downtown and the mayor's on the other side. All right, I got it now. All right, Wildcats going to take over their own 9-yard line. We're finally within a minute of the 4th quarter. This quarter is well extended beyond my normal bedtime, but
I think it's officially kind of that eerie feeling for the Wolves.
And there goes Klosterman, power run, and he's going to get 9 yards. So as you were feeling a little bit of pressure back within, we talked about that red zone for 8-man. We don't really know for sure where it's at.
We're going to say the 15, I think.
15 sounds good. But Klosterman's going to get 9. They're going to be little 17-yard line, maybe 8 yards. That's the shortest run by the Wildcats this quarter, I think. 8 yards.
Yeah. Yeah, they've had their way on the ground.
Well,
Probably the last play of the quarter.
Oh, God,
High
that was a bad snap.
It's going to be picked up at about the 2 by Klosterman. Honestly, if it wasn't for those, this game would be way different.
Yes, those are just absolutely brutal, and that wasn't quite Klosterman. That was.
And if you're the Wolves, you have a couple starters not in. I'd put Cooper Buffington in here now with the ball in the 2, and see if you can have some disruption. Jake Edwards still is not moving around well, so
no, his helmet's off and he's limping around. They might be struggling offensively without their returning quarterback.
Wolves might have to go the final quarter without him. He's a 6'2" high jumper for me this last year as well, conference champion.
Yeah, he's just working a calf cramp, it looks like, but those hurt, so.
Those Mike and Ikes he ate today. I told him all to drink a lot of water.
Well, he's drinking pickle juice right now.
Is that what it is?
Yep. That's straight concession stand jar of pickle juice. There's the pickle going right back in the jar.
We're going to sell that down there for 50 cents.
Somebody's going to be.
That's a special pickle.
Backwash pickle. Easy sell.
Tough economy. You got to sell everything you have here, right?
That's right. Well, you got to afford these officials, so, I mean, you got to be selling that backwash pickle juice. All right, so we're going to enter the fourth quarter here. Wildcats down 12.
Tell us about Heartland Bank.
I'm going to give another shout-out to Heartland Bank. Heartland Bank is a proud supporter of Central City Wildcat sports. Come visit us at 59 North 4th Street in Central City or online at hbtbank.com and ask about ways to save, including CDs and savings accounts. Oh, CDs. CDs touchdowns coming up.
Yeah, so Central City looking
really.
really.
Look at this praying mantis. He's probably going to bite my head off.
Okay.
I just had
it's getting weird in here.
A praying mantis just landed on my arm in Winfield press box. I mean, that's probably an omen, right? Like, we're here to take over.
It's either really good or really bad.
3rd and 18 as the start of the fourth quarter. Wildcats with their heels back on their own end zone. Let's see what we draw up here. Not a lot of 3rd and 18 plays in the playbook, but.
So the Wolves will put Cooper Buffington in the game, try to cause some disruption on the shadow of their own goal line. Wildcats have run the ball very effectively in that third quarter.
Probably due for a counter, I'd guess. Nope, it's just going to be a
lot of room over there.
And he's going to get bottled up and brought down from behind. He's going to gain a few, but
got about half
enough.
of it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, probably a little over half. So fourth. So what do you do here? 4th down and 8.
Well, you gotta punt it, I think, but it doesn't mean you can't do a hard count or anything too crazy.
I think if you go hard count and get them to jump, that you end up going on 4th and 1. I mean, other than shooting themselves in the foot, the Wildcats really have not been stopped on the ground in this half. So Newsom's going to be back to return this. He bobbled the kickoff return, the 15th ranked cross-country runner in Class 1A, who went out for football on Tuesday, 158 second 800 runner. And
nice.
They're going to kick it to him. He's going to have a shot to return. Here's Colby from the 38. Tries the outside, bounces back.
Not much there. Good coverage there. Braxton Davis, Matt Klosterman, Nolan Gates. We got a flag out here.
So Newsom
I don't
is
know.
okay.
I'm wondering what they're going to call on the punt coverage team here. Probably holding on something crazy. Blocking the. Wow. Hey, did he just point the wrong direction? Did you guys get a penalty?
What happened?
Did he know that the quarter's? I think he messed up and he's going to move you guys back. I think he forgot the quarter switch and he was trying to call a penalty on the Cats, but we'll take it. Finally, a block in the back call on the Wolves.
I think they're a directional crew. It's not us or the jerseys. They don't like any team that's going this direction.
Yeah. Well, that could be.
So 10:58 to go in the ball game. This is a huge possession.
This is
if the
enormous.
Wolves score the Wildcats still very much in it, but you're just kind of
Puts a
running out of
lot of
opportunities.
This praying mantis is really covering some ground.
I want to lean on the fence, but I don't want to get bit. Here's
All right.
Gankinger, left side.
And he is swallowed up. Kinnick Weiss made a great play, tried to bounce outside, and he might be hurting.
Gankinger's down.
Yeah, he got brought down pretty hard by.
He did kind of awkwardly too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking like we're stretching another calf cramp.
I don't know who's stretching over here, but you got that's Max Edwards. So that's probably the best target is out. And then your second best target and best running back's out. And so for the Wolves, they're limping to the finish line here, but they hold a 12-point lead, 10:57 to go. Bugs are out tonight. It's been one of those weeks, though. You had tons of rain, so that's probably not good for the Bugs. And for a while today, I was kind of wondering if it'd be nice right in the last period of the day. It started raining again. But the sun came out here at kickoff. It's beautiful at kickoff. It's hot, but it's really not that bad compared to what it could be.
It's not your typical August summertime football, that's for sure.
And we're way up top, but we honestly have a beautiful view up here. It's a nice spot to call a game. In the press box, probably way hotter.
Could be.
It's not AC in there, so.
We got AC in ours, I'm just saying. Right out of my camper and right into my booth. So it's not the whole box, but just where we sit.
Oh, I remember that from last year.
All right, here we go. 34-22, 10:47 to go. Second and 12.
Lane is going to now drink the same pickle juice that Jake was drinking earlier. So
Yep.
let's hope it's the magic pickle juice because
Hopefully nobody's got COVID.
Jake is up there. Newsome in the game. Single receiver to the right.
He's going to be guarded by Hennick.
Edwards from the shotgun. He's going to look Newsome's way.
Oh, wrapped up and sacked.
Colby had a step.
Kinnick Weiss, Max Arthur, not sure which one was there first, but they both put him in the dirt. Oh, third and.
Yeah, Hennick was out there in the coverage. Newsome had him beat us the first time. Edwards really hasn't been able to at least step up or escape any pressure. The Wolves have held up the pass rush, but the Wildcats gaining momentum in every facet of the game right now.
Yeah, Kinnick did a really good job there keeping the quarterback in front of him. It's so easy as DNs to get outside and give up that cutback lane or allow him to step up in the pocket and be gone in 8-man, and he did a good job of keeping him in front there. And
this is where it's nice to have a guy named Super Cam Buffington to lean on.
Yeah.
You know you can get positive yardage.
Yeah. Well, he's on the wrong side of the fence. Delay a game, it looks like. So, I mean, in a 3rd and 20 situation, I don't think Coach cares about a first down nearly as much as he cares about getting that clock going. Because
protect the ball here. You can't, right now the worst thing you could do is turn it over to Central City, or do like a pick six or something. If you're the Wildcats, you want to try to create a negative play. You've had some you've given the Wolves.
We've talked about 2-point conversions since the first touchdown, and if the Cats can get the ball and get moving with 9:15 to go here, it's gonna be close.
And both teams have had their chances.
Yes.
So see how it plays out. 3rd and forever. Here's Edwards, then run a little screen pass, completed to Max Edwards.
And he's wrapped up and brought down by a couple of Cats. Looks like Chris Hansen, and he's down again. The clock's going to stop as another injured Wolf is on the ground.
Man, it's been about every play now.
Yeah, about every.
This is what I think of when I think of a first game of the year, though,
Or a really hot week of football.
Really hot week. Not a really hot night, but a really hot week.
How many football games did you play in this nice weather in your whole career?
Yeah, this is pretty nice.
Not too many.
One extreme or the other is usually what you have.
Yeah, or wind, or
rain,
snow.
Yep.
We've seen it all, but
especially in Iowa.
Yeah, it's perfect. Really perfect night for football. So he's going to limp off the field. Another cramp there for the Wolves. clock stopped at 8:46.
And I think if you're the Wolves, you know, if guys can go, you got to play them on defense now. You can't just give up huge runs. You got to now try to get some stops. And, you know, if you could make this a 4 or 5 minute drive versus a 90-second drive, that would be ideal.
Well,
if you're the Wildcats,
if they're going to call 45 holding calls on us again.
If you're the Wildcats, I just think you keep it simple. Don't get cute.
No.
Run your
smash it
right. Run it right at the Wolves.
Wolves are wheeling. All right, 4th and a mile. Here's the punt. We got about a 10-second runoff here before they've got to snap the ball. They're trying to milk the clock and get out of this game as quick as they can. There's the punt. Lindsey's going to have a shot at a return here. He's got it. He gets to the outside. He's nearing midfield. He's going to be pushed out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line. So 8-12. Cats take over at their, 41, 39, whatever you want to call it here. It's definitely the 39 of their own side of the field. Nice return there. Josh Lindsey gets it out to midfield.
Newsome went down the field and hit somebody. Oh, man.
Take a sigh of relief, Coach. He's the only one that hasn't been hurt, all right?
Yeah, find some wood. So 8:12 to go. Wolves are reeling. Wildcats kind of feeling themselves a little bit here.
We've seen this formation quite a bit. 4-man front for the Wolves. There goes Lindsey. He's got the corner. He's on his feet. He's going to score if there's no penalties. I don't see any laundry. And he's got a Wildcat touchdown.
It's a 6-point game. Not 8-point game.
8 minutes here. Cats get another long run. Josh Lindsey with his second 40-yard run of the night. I did not keep stats, Karth, if you're listening. We had a bit
22.
of
22. I don't know. I've been thinking it's 20.
Well, it was 20 all game.
Maybe that's what it was. So 6-point game here. So this, if you're the Wildcats, this would be nice. You know, if you get a touchdown, you got the lead.
I don't think you're going to see anything other than that right there. And
they stopped him.
It looks like it's going to be a no good on the 2-point conversion by Max Arthur. He walked into the end zone earlier on that play, but not this time. A little different defensive front there by the Wolves.
So an eternity to play. 7:59.
We might be done by tomorrow.
34-28. Wolves with the lead, and this is where, you know, you can go back and have some redos. Some of those 2-point conversions by both teams are huge. You know, we keep talking about it, but, you know, the Wildcats, if they get the ball back and can score before the Wolves score, a 2-point conversion would put them ahead.
We have got to smell the blood in the water and really get after this series here. Got to have a quick stop.
If you're the Wolves, can you put all your guys on the field?
Right.
And if you're Central City,
or are you trying to keep them for defense still? Because you mentioned that earlier. Like, you still got the lead. You can't panic quite yet, but you haven't stopped the Cats this half.
Right.
One time, a bad stop the Cats.
Yep, Cats kind of stopped themselves.
Walker's looking to make this kick here. We'll see what happens. I mean, I think you got to kick one deep here. I don't think you onside it. I mean, you're down. There's a lot of time.
Yeah, you got the momentum. Don't give the Wolves a short field.
And there's the boot. It's going to be down the middle. Oh, off the hands of the up back, but he's going to make the field. Newsome's got a little bit of running room, and he's going down at the 25-yard line.
He's okay. He's okay, in case anybody was wondering. About broke it, honestly.
Yeah, he had a nice return. About one guy to beat. And
he didn't break any bones. That's more important.
Maybe Caleb Walker got it, but.
All right, so it looks like for the first time in the half, the Wolves will have their starting offense out there.
And that's what I was just looking at, the starting defense for the Wildcats. They got their number ones out there too, so we'll see who's got that.
No time went off the clock somehow on that kickoff. So
well,
we're making up for when the clock didn't stop earlier. We're working out the first game jitters over here still.
I don't know who's in charge of this place around here, but they got to get their act together.
They got to get it together. So Edwards will go from the shotgun. Gankinger with him. Max Edwards on right end. 2 receivers to the left. They're going to run it with Gankinger, and he has nowhere to go.
No, I think that's going to be a loss. Going to be a loss there for the Wildcats. Matt Klosterman gets through the line and meets him in the backfield, and there's just nothing there. So
Wolves are going to have to do it through the air, but
yeah,
I don't blame Coach for running it on first down.
No, he's got to keep running the ball, I think, and he's got to get this clock down as much as he can. It's down to 7:28.
If you can complete some of those little screens and things like that, high percentage passes.
Probably a play action, but he's got his best play action pass coming here, probably in the next few plays.
Single receiver this time.
There it is. There's the play action pass. Ball's up. Oh, almost picked off. Matt Klosterman
That was dangerous.
had both hands on it, and I think he was seeing the end zone on a pick six.
His double coverage.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised throw, probably.
Edwards kind of predetermined.
Yeah, he was really
trying to force it in there.
Really wanted to force that in there over the hands of Klosterman, but Matt's pretty athletic and really gave him no room. Real lucky there he didn't get that pick. And the clock stopped, so even better for the Wildcats, and they can't run another minute off the clock. So 7-11, 3rd and 10. Probably another pass here, empty backfield. Trips
Maybe
to the left.
Screen to the left.
This is the one they ran a wheel route on the fade to the outside, and there's a little
Shovel
dump-off
pass.
Oh, it's going to be a first down.
Little Patrick Mahomes-esque.
Yeah, nice play call there.
Out of bounds, but 1st and 10. Max Edwards just running across the formation. That's when Jake's going to have to be at his best this year, scrambling. The Wolves are holding up pretty well in the pass game. Can you find any sort of running game? Can you get positive yardage even for 2-3 if you're the Wolves? And if you're Central City, you've shot yourself in the foot so much. Can you get a turnover?
Yeah.
That would be huge right now.
Well, I'm not sure you're going to see many more passes out of the Wolves there. That near interception is probably right.
Ganking her to the right this time. No, straight ahead.
And
second, third effort. That's a nice run by Lane.
He was wrapped up at the line of scrimmage by Klosterman and maybe Braxton Davis, but they weren't able to bring him down.
This is Lane's first year as a lead back. He's been behind Cam Buffington for 3 years. One thing you got to do this time, Rat, is put two hands on the football. He's going with one arm, and he's trying to kind of direct traffic with the other, and protecting that football is key.
We're down to 6 minutes. That clock is ticking.
Wolves taking their sweet time. They are in no hurry.
Yeah, they just got over the midfield line there. Now we're looking at 2nd and 4 from the Wildcat 36.
I would expect another Gankinger run here.
Got to be another Gankinger run or maybe a quarterback run. He's going to be short, I think.
Yeah, a little short, about a half yard.
But it's so close, you almost wish he would have got the first down on that one because now they got 2 plays to get a yard. So.
Yeah, and this is where execution's key. The Wolves and Wildcats in short yardage have hurt themselves with penalties at times in this game.
They're going to stop the clock for a measurement. So we really want to. I think if Wildcats want this to be a first down, I think.
I think the thing that probably helps the Wolves is every time they stop the clock and get a little break, they get to catch their breath a bit,
Well, we're getting the measurement here.
It's close. I think he's going to be a little short.
It's hard to tell. We thought it was short. It is.
Not by much.
It is short by an inch.
Short by an eyelash.
Yep, and here's the problem. We're going to run off 30 seconds, and then if they get this first down, it's under 5 minutes. So
3 timeouts by both teams. At what point do you use them if you're the Wildcats?
Well, if you get a stop here, I don't think you can use one. I think you gotta either get to this next set of downs. You probably got to get to this next set of downs and then start using your timeouts. It's going to be a quarterback sneak, and it should have been motion. The quarterback was not set. He walked up under center.
Edwards kind of walked up as if he was maybe going to change the play or something, which he's never done all night. But
yeah, well,
you kind of saw it
they
coming.
Adjusted in, but you only need an inch. That's tough. So
he did a good job that time of actually getting low to get down, because last time the Wildcats stood him up. So now you're under 5:30. I think the Wildcats can be patient with their timeouts for this set of chains.
This is the game deciding 10 yards right here from the 30-yard line. The Cats need a stop. 4:54, clock's running. They're going to go quarterback sneak up the middle again, and I can't tell how far he got there. Maybe 2-3 yards.
Yeah, not a big gain.
I don't mind that. I mean,
I think that's probably to spell Gankinger, maybe.
Yep, I was going to say. Oh.
And the Cats will use a timeout. And, you know, you don't get the time back. You know, people talk about when do you use them. You know, there's a lot of times you can always use them too late. I don't know if you really can use them that early other than in case you need it for something.
Yeah.
But you see where this game's going. The Wolves are limping to the finish line.
Yeah, the Wildcats were going to, I mean, it's 2nd and 7, 4:34. It was going to, before they snapped the ball, it was going to be at 4 minutes. I mean, if you got to trust your defense. We haven't given up any running yardage hardly all game, and you know that's what's coming. The Wolves might try to sneak in another screen or some. They had that play pass. Action, but you're probably going to tell that quarterback you're only throwing it to a wide open kid,
right?
Or you're going to just go run it and stay in bounds. I mean, they got to keep that clock running. And the Cats, I like the timeout here. I think that's.
This is, I think, the hardest area as a play caller, where you wanna push that one button, but you know the smart thing is just keep it on the ground, keep the clock going.
You've got your favorite play you want to use, but you're a
stay
hero or a
true
zero.
to yourself, right? So 4:34. Cats with 2 timeouts, Wolves with 3, 6-point lead. A score would be detrimental. A turnover for Central City would be huge.
A bobbled snap, something crazy is what the Cats need here. And there's that pass, and it's incomplete, and a pass interference call. Unbelievable.
This guy.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
That's gonna be a first down for the Wolves. Pass interference.
Pass was incomplete.
And I don't know the high school rules. Is it at the spot, or do they just give you 10?
I think it's 10. It's gonna be an automatic first down from where it's at. So
I believe they're gonna go inside.
I didn't even look at the call. It could have been a defensive.
They call pass interference.
They call pass interference. So
it looks like 15.
Yeah.
Okay. So it puts it inside the 20. 1st and 10. Still tons of time here for the Cats. You cannot give up a score.
I mean, nice. I think that was either Max Arthur or Josh Lindsay jumped that out route, and I mean, there was just absolute minimal contact on an uncatchable football way over the receiver's head. But I don't know.
So 34-28, 4:23 to go. Clock stopped right now. Going to get a handoff to Gankinger here in a few moments. Really surprised the Wolves tried to pass. I mean, it worked out, but met with some authority.
Matt Klosterman.
Klosterman shot through.
Just about got him a handoff.
Yeah, I saw that. Did you see that that highlight not long ago? That the defensive guy timed it up just right.
Yep.
That was about that play.
So loss of 4. And the clock's running a little early. I don't think it was.
They're running 40 seconds. He's not setting the ball, and the 25 clock, I don't even think he started.
So under 4 minutes to go. Wolves are really taking their time. And you can't go to the air here till 4th down. I think you got to get your best 2 runs. I wouldn't even mind another Jake Edwards sneak.
Yeah, 2nd and 12.
So shotgun here.
We're looking at a delay of game. Oh, had to take a timeout by Winfield Mount Union. The back judge, we were questioning if he was ever calling because the ball was kind of lollygag spotted, and they were just about to take a delay of game. So
it's
quite
tough.
a break for the Wildcats there.
And that crew did a good job that time communicating because it's tough when you don't have that play clock.
Yeah.
And I think it's tougher when you come to a game expecting to have the play clock and then you don't, and
sure.
you have to.
And now you got to, I wasn't prepared for this.
Right. And so they got the Wolves for 1 delay game. And if you're Coach McCarty, that's the right call to use a timeout because the first down here is huge. It's not the ball game, but it's close.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close to the ball game.
3:35 to go. Thing about it here is if Central City can get the ball, they're in really good shape to score.
Probably going to score, yeah.
The Wolves have not stopped them, and it's almost been a touchdown about every time Central City's touched it.
Yep.
So the question here is, how long can the Wolves keep the ball away, and can they score?
Can they maintain possession with that clock running? It's kind of been their goal since the middle of the second quarter or third quarter. So
this is about the score we had last year. Was this the exact score final? Or
I have no idea.
It might have been like 42 to 36
I thought it was 40s,
or
yeah.
34 or something. So shotgun here for Edwards.
Oh, they're going to pass.
He's going to throw it.
And there's the little dump over the top.
Sparrow.
Out of bounds. That's another break for the Cats. So
and they ran it to the short side. So, I mean, you didn't have a lot of chance to be inbounds there.
Wow, Coach, they're playing for the first down. I would have. Interesting. So I thought there was a run all day there, but
I think you almost have to throw it again.
Yeah, now you got to almost throw it, don't you?
I mean, you got to score. I mean, I guess
hard count.
I guess if you look at it this way, playing the win, you score or you win.
Wow, out of bounds. Heads up play there by the Wildcat. I think it was Josh Lindsay pushed him out of bounds, stopped the clock.
Shotgun again here for Edwards.
There's a run up the middle.
Gankinger.
Davis
Second
had
effort.
him, and
he's in for a touchdown, and that's probably going to do it. Central City's held up all night. They've not given up anything on the ground.
I think Davis had him in the backfield.
That was honestly the first missed tackling we've seen for the Wildcats all night.
Yeah.
It came at the most inopportune time for them.
Oh, man. But, honestly, I mean, we got 2 timeouts, a 2-possession game.
It's not even close to over.
No.
Interesting play calling there for Coach McCarty. Almost got the Cats off balance to go past and run.
Yeah,
I mean, he believes in his players.
Fortitude to make those calls.
Once again, this is a huge 2-point conversion.
Yep.
Central City would have to get at least one.
28-40.
So you got backup quarterback in right now.
There's the handoff, jet sweep. He's wrap up. He's stopped at the goal line. Where's he going to fall? No good. Whew.
Good effort there by Sparrow.
I think 6 Cats hit him. And
you hope Edwards is okay. He's over here stretching again. So, only about when you recap this drive, only about 2 minutes went off the clock. The Wildcats only had to burn one timeout.
One timeout, yeah, that's
2 minutes. So there's still a lot of time, and they've been about touch the ball, score. So
15-second possessions for the Wildcats.
And the Wildcats have been kicking it deep, so you score. Maybe now it's onside kick time, and you still have 2 timeouts if you don't get it. This game's far from over. Get a quick snack. Take a nap. It's 9:19. We might be here into Hawkeye Day.
Yeah, they're going to be kicking off tomorrow. Buffington better get out of here.
Yeah, so Cam and they're still here. There's 3 Iowa players here tonight. 4. Him and his roommate, which is the Reese kid from Monticello, and then a couple other freshmen. Kind of cool seeing. Hawkeyes
Iowa Hawkeyes at an 8-man football game.
I think your Benton is here too. Who's
Mackay Benton?
That's what Mac was saying. Who plays for the defending national champion Iowa Western team?
Yeah.
Maybe are they 2-time defending, or do they? I think they've been in it the last 2 years. I thought maybe they won once.
I think they won. I know they won one.
They're the defending for sure. All right, so here's Sparrow. He's been swimming to the middle of the field lately.
Is that Caleb Walker deep?
So he kicks it deep this time, out the back.
All right.
Nice boot.
No time off the clock. That's got to go the Wildcats' way here.
Yeah, and I think that's for the Wolves. You want to avoid giving Central City the chance to just beat you.
Well, we may not. What I noticed that they may not have is we had our dogs out getting a drink there. Now our whole backfield was on the sideline for that kick return. Now they're marching in, ready to go make a big play. So.
And the Wolves starters are back in for
Coach
the first
is playing
time.
a little bit of chess there.
So 12-point game, 40-28. I think the score last year was like 42-34, 36 or something sort.
It's going to be a direct snap to Josh Lindsay. He's got Matt Klosterman out in front. not much there, maybe even a loss, as he's going to get tackled right on the sideline.
There's Cooper Buffington as you hear the Coop chants. And
that's the first negative play for the Cats in a long time.
The Montana commit. Shotgun this time. Run to the left side.
And there's not much running room there for Klosterman.
Yanking
First time
that
he's been tackled this half.
Wildcats have a lot of urgency.
Yep.
The Wolves, I think, kind of have a little pep in their step, knowing we got to have enough juice to get one more stop.
Yeah, well, we're going to see 2 plays here by the Wildcats. 3rd and 12 with the whole defense coming in your face here. There goes Klosterman, big hole, but he's going to get wrapped up. It's going to be short of the first down.
So 4th down here, and I think Central City's going to take a timeout. And they do. That timeout, though, is very smart because Klosterman was going to have to come out of the game.
Yeah,
he's cramping. This gives him the chance to stay in. The timeout from the coach came before the timeout on the field would have for the cramps.
Yeah, that's a huge timeout call, so Klosterman can stay in the game.
So now you got to get him,
some
of that pickle juice.
Yeah, we don't want your third guy drinking out of the pickle juice. So
there's got to be another tub of it over there somewhere.
Well, you probably gave it to the officials along with about 5 extra zeros on their paycheck. Cheaters. 2:22. We're looking at a 4th and 5 here. I don't know.
Klosterman on the run is the only thing
so?
I feel good about. I mean, he's a home run hitter, but he can get you 5 yards.
Are you putting your best on our best?
I like when he does kind of the fake reverse pivot trap.
Yep.
Or I like the direct snap to your deep guy, and you just run with 2 lead blocking running backs.
Inside, though, is where I think I don't know. Who knows? Looks like we're going to go with Caleb Walker.
So Klosterman's offset to the left here.
And we're going to throw it. There goes Walker. He's looking. He's going to throw it, and incomplete. Man, off the hands of
had 2
the
guys.
Wildcat receiver.
Klosterman is honestly wide open out of the backfield, too.
I'm not sure if that's Kinnick Weiss out there. Somebody was.
I think it was Kinnick.
He
tried to come back for the ball.
Yep. He tried to come back, and the ball was a little underthrown. He just couldn't quite get back, but that's trouble for the Cats as they're down to 1 timeout with 2:15 to go.
Still says 2 on the scoreboard, but I thought they called 2.
Maybe they definitely called 2. We called 1 on your defensive, and then we just called 1 there when.
That's right. Okay.
We were at 4th down, so
1 timeout, 2:15.
40 to 28.
This is where if you're the Wolves, you got to take care of the ball. If you're
they're gonna get under center and just take knees.
If you're Central City, if you could somehow force a turnover here, that would be ideal.
So clock's going to be running 2nd and 11 with the loss of 1 on the knee.
You know, Central City doesn't come back. You know, they really got to regroup because they could still be a good team in that district. It's unclear how good, the Wolves can be this year. They got a lot of new pieces to move around. Waco should be solid, though. I mean, they played two teams that'll should be playoff teams, you'd think.
Yeah.
They play a tough
There's the second knee here. Brings down 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12. 1:22. Cats are going to have a shot at getting the ball back, but it's a tall task to score 2 touchdowns in under a minute. So 3rd and 12, 1:09. I think you probably take the delay of game here, don't you?
I mean, you might as well, but I think they're going to get up there and snap.
They're going to Peyton Manning fake snap and throw out of it?
I doubt it.
There's
47.
3rd kneel down. Are we going to take a timeout? It's going to make it 4th down, and looks like the Cats are going to let this run down. And
yeah, I think the Wolves will take one more knee and give it back to Central City and try to get out of here without some injury or something like that.
now we're going to see the delay of game. No, we are going to use the timeout here.
So the Wolves will snap it one more time. I'd imagine let's take a knee.
Well, you might see a run around and
Sure.
some kind of circus.
I don't know with the
Well, you
with
know
the
what?
lack of depth we
wouldn't-
have.
Nah, they're going to run a play because you're going to try to pass, and you're. I think
I'd
they're
almost
gonna
rather
pass.
have a pass.
Yeah, I think you're
you
going to
know?
pass the ball here. It's the only thing
You
that
might
makes
as
sense
well.
on 4th and 13.
Yeah, I don't like a run with just how many guys we've had laying on their backs in this game.
Yep, there's 18 seconds to go on this after this timeout here. Cats are looking to get a stop and get the ball back. Been a pretty fun game, if nothing else. At least it got interesting after we
Yeah,
got ourselves in a big hole.
both teams have a lot of potential. I mean, they have kind of their studs and quality guys around them. Central City definitely has a style established. They're pretty big, stout guys.
Yep, just a couple of big mistakes, penalties and turnovers. Here's the snap. We'll see what happens. They're
Wolves
content
will
with
hand it
handing
off.
off, and he's going to get a loss of a couple there.
So
Looks like
14
Kinnick Weiss makes the tackle in the backfield.
14 seconds to go.
Cats are taking over at their own 25-yard line. So, I don't know. We got anybody fast enough to score 14 seconds? Get a onside kick and throw
Oh,
another
yeah.
one? I mean,
the touchdown you can definitely do. I don't know how long an onside kick would take.
yeah.
Probably at least 3 seconds. So
It's going to be tough.
can you score a 10-second touchdown, 3 seconds, have a second?
Klosterman's going to pass.
Has
He's
a
gonna-
man wide open.
Ooh, underthrown. He was trying to get the ball back to Lindsay on a wheel route and did not get there. It was going to be a tough throw across the field, and well, there's a penalty.
Got to be unsportsmanlike, doesn't it?
Yes, and that's an unsportsmanlike. Not really sure.
That's one of those high archers
Yeah,
out
with
of kind of
authority.
disgust. Yeah.
Yep.
Frustration one from the official. Somebody said something.
Looks like we got a flag on the play.
It's on the
Central
Cats. They didn't
City.
give a number, but it's not what you want to see with 10 seconds to go.
And you wonder if it was, towards the official or
Yeah.
just maybe like saying something kind of to yourself, in frustration or what the deal was.
Looking like it might have been on Davis as he's coming out of the game. Probably trying to avoid his, you get 2 of those and then you're sitting out.
Right.
So,
Max Recker will come in for him.
yeah, sophomore Max Recker. Going to step in for Davis. Now we're down to 9 seconds as the Cats are backed up to their own 19.
I got you some hot dogs for the road, by the way.
Perfect. Those from the from your house or from the concession stand?
From the concessions.
Oh, geez.
Ate all the hot dogs in my house.
Well, let's see what we got here. 9 seconds to go. Tall task for the Cats to get across the field.
This is where you really, especially in non-district, you don't want to see anybody injured on either team.
Yeah.
Or something like 2 unsportsmanlikes, and then you have to sit out a game.
Yeah. It's going to be a Josh Lindsay run. And boy,
Lot of
he's-
room.
Oh, I thought he was going to break it, but is that Buffington?
Yeah, that was
Buff-
Cooper on the tackle there.
Cooper makes the tackle after a 7 or so yard run, and that's going to do it. Wildcats drop their second game of the year on the road.
Do they play next week, Springville?
We got Springville in the Tractor Bowl, and that's going to be an electric game because we did not play as well as we could have against them last year, and it's always
Big
a
rival.
rival.
Yeah.
Tractor Bowl trophy on the line.
Big rival. You know, they're one of those schools that they usually have some good athletes, and they usually try to run 4 events for their good kids and junior high track meets and, you know, things like that. And so.
Yeah, well, I do appreciate you joining me up here on the rooftop, and
yeah.
I feel like we're at Wrigley Field or something. You know, it's kind of a neat place, but I'm ready to go inside and get this hour-and-a-half drive home. So
yeah, thanks for having me. Good luck to the Cats. And
I'm Cody Ratliff. Thanks to Gage Gill for joining me. We'll be at home for the Tractor Bowl next week as the Wildcats try to rebound as they drop one on the road, 40-28.